Hello, everybody. Welcome to the TechRaptor podcast. I'm Robert Scarpanito, your features editor.
Rutledge Doggett, site founder.
Andrew Stretch, the DM editor once again.
And William Worrell, staff writer.
Staff writer. Yeah, you didn't roll initiative, I see.
He just forgot his order.
Yeah. I'm used to having to wait for Otten to go, and then I go. That doesn't exist. I get very confused.
If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see our overlay is different. If you aren't watching on YouTube, our overlay is indeed different. We're doing another D&D episode in which our dungeon master, our game master Stretch, is going to lead us into the dark depths of a dungeon where there might be a dragon. Maybe.
I will spoil for you guys. No dragon this time.
Damn.
There will be one shot. I will promise you guys will show up with the dragon. So it was only so recent that we did Phandelver and Below, and already Wizards of the Coast has published a new compendium of books. This is the Planescape and the Adventures of the Multiverse. This copy was provided to me by Wizards of the Coast for the purpose of my review, which is already up, so you can go and check that out. It comes with 3 books and a DM screen, an adventure, a source book, and a bestiary. But for those players in front of me, I think this is a really fantastic adventure. I've already told my home game party that as soon as we're done with Tyranny of Dragons, this is what we're doing next. But I figured that it would be fun to get some of you guys together and roll into session 1 of Planescape.
Oh, we're about to dive into like the multiverse of madness? Is that what's going on here?
No, unfortunately, you guys will probably get a little bit mad during this session, but it's not a multiverse of madness just yet. So this is a level 3 to level 10 adventure with like an asterisk at the end of level 10, but I don't want to reveal too much about that. For the purposes of this, because we're starting off just with 3 players, we have got everyone starting at level 4 instead, to give them a bit more of a chance as we get into all of this.
I still expect to die.
That is ominous.
Yeah, I mean, we might party wipe. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you gave us some like Dragon Ball goblins last time, so we'll see how this goes.
It'll be fun. Last bit of details. This is available digitally right now, but it will be completely available October 17th. Not that Wizards of the Coast is sponsoring us in any way, but here's all the info for what we're about to do.
Right.
And with that, we will hop right in. So, you players, your eyes open. You have the feeling of cool metal on your back and a linen sheet across your face. As you take a deep breath, it feels like it's been some time since you've last breathed. As you exhale again, the linen sheet begins to waft slightly, moving it away. You sit up, you awaken on a metal examination table in a dim, windowless stone chamber. The air is cold, and you notice that it's cold, but not because you were previously warm, but because that sensation of cold is now returning to you. The smell is stale. You can smell tinges of the acritic smell of formaldehyde emanating from a nearby shelf in the far corner of the room. Also accompanying that shelf, you see clouded flasks and different antiseptic jars. You see that there's dried blood staining the drab mosaic floor and the edges of your table. And from the only entrance or exit out of this room, you do hear some pained moans, some weeping wails, as well as the sound of frustration of muttering. before we get to the human skull that you see floating in this room, bobbing impatiently, watching you with sunken, stale, hollow, or lidless sockets, as you are sitting up and taking a grounds of your surroundings and yourself, could I have everyone go around in order and briefly describe their character and introduce themselves? You can start.
Sure. So I am Skara, Wood Elf, Ranger. I do love me some ranged action. At this point, I don't enjoy getting kicked off roofs, which is very important.
Do you have a history of that?
The slight history of that, and similar to our last campaign, I hate goblinoids, but it's because I watched my wife get murdered by a roaming group of them, as is a little bit of my backstory.
Dark.
All right, Scrappy, you're up next.
I'm a human fighter named Quinoa, spelled exactly like you think it is.
You motherfucker.
God damn it.
I was looking at this character as you making, going, quinoa, what a weird name. And I just I double checked at the start of the session. Nope.
Nope, it's Quinoa. Human fighter. I wanted to go for like kind of your straight down the middle classic human fighter, so I'm going like a tanky power of friendship kind of character. I have a shield and a sword. I am there to protect my good friends, to save the world or whatever, but I'm all about doing what I need to do to make sure my friends don't get hurt.
Excellent. And Will, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm playing. My character is Salvaro, who is a reborn bard. He's a comic performer who goes around doing shows. That's how he makes his living. He's specifically very into comedic sort of music playing stuff, and carries constantly with him a set of bird pipes, which are kind of small hand pipes, and just bagpipes he can't use because he just thinks it's really funny to just blow a really bum note on the bagpipes. Obviously, being reborn, I don't remember much previously about my past. All I know is I like to make people laugh, and I'm not very good at it.
Okay, and yeah, for the other two characters, as I was describing this sense of breath and smell and the feeling of cold, were there any differences that your character has in relation to the senses that they may or may not have at their faculties?
From what I understand, I think that most reborn lineages work kind of like regular zombies, so we don't, as far as I know, we don't have smells. I'm like immune to needing sleep and sort of becoming unconscious and stuff as well. So I have to assume that it's kind of very different experience coming round for me if, because I mean, as far as I know, I don't know, maybe this might be the first thing I remember since whenever I died. But I definitely think that we have limited senses, yeah.
Okay, I'm nursing a sneeze right now, but I'm quick on the mute button. So, as you've all woken up, sat up, and taken a look at yourselves and a look at each other, and then had a chance to spot familiar items of yours next to your gurney, you're able to get up, get dressed, and get kitted out as this skull continues to float. After a while, once you all look like you're in some kind of readiness, he floats up to you, Quinoa, and says, "Hey, Chief, you finally awake?"
I think so. Where are we?
Oh, here. This is the Mortuary on Sigil.
But I'm not dead.
You could have fooled me with the way that you were, the way that you and your friends there were laying about on those beds.
Pretty sure I actually am dead.
See, I wasn't going to say anything, but he kind of looks worse than me.
Hey, that's rude. I think he looks great.
Isn't that kind of rude to the skull now, though? I mean, I feel like you've just insulted him, if anything.
But he's a skull.
It's okay. Yeah, it's everything. I don't worry about it. There's not much else that I have to worry about here.
So why are we here? Do any of you remember why we're here?
I'm not even sure I remember who we is.
If you guys
Fair.
want to roll history checks for me,
Sure.
History.
you can roll in-app or physical if you have.
I'm going
dice.
to go ahead and roll physical because I do not know what I'm doing in the app.
18.
That's a nat 20.
Oh, I got an 8.
That's a waste.
Okay, so Quinoa, you don't recall much as to how you got here. You know, you kind of have an idea of you were doing, you know, XYZ, and then there's like a gap in space, and then you were here. For you two who rolled far higher, what actually comes to your mind, you know, for Skara, you know, delving into your history, you remember getting kicked off a roof by goblins. You remember your family, and you remember traveling, and you remember your village. But then alongside your village, you also remember your cave and your time as a young hatchling, and a whole lot of memories that don't quite seem to make sense for you and who you are. Salvaro, almost in a similar way of that kind of idea of thinking back and trying to place, you know, I am here, I was there before, this is, you know, this is what I was doing. You have similar memories of you know, the kind of the same gigs that you would play, raucous laughing crowds, but you remember having crowds in beautiful lit up cities with rosy cheeked children playing in festivals and carnivals and everything being so positive. But you also remember a whole bunch of gigs where you felt just as home in dark rundown towns or appearing in the Underdark at any of like the drow cities that you again felt home. You know, you almost feel like you, it didn't make sense, but you did feel like you belonged everywhere.
Belonged on the road.
And that's what you guys get trying to figure out where you are. Like, well, I can't really say what you guys were doing beforehand, but you looked pretty dead, and that kind of makes sense why you're here in the mortuary. So, you know, I guess you could probably find your way out of here and explore Sigil. Maybe someone there knows why you're here.
I guess so. How
Makes
are
as
we
much sense as
alive?
anything else today.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm a flying skull. I can't really tell you how you're alive.
I do feel like
sorry.
none of us have asked as many questions about the fact that there is a flying skull talking to us. I don't know about you guys.
Well,
Not a big experience I had outside of like visiting necromancers and stuff, and
yeah.
that was exactly the most common thing in the.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
from
not,
what I remember, admittedly, but
yeah. Like, I'm not losing my head over this. It's fine. It's just a skull.
Hey, I see what you did. That's a good one. I don't know why he pointed. He can't
I'm
point.
just gonna go ahead and write that one down. My character's writing that one down.
Yeah.
That's for later.
It was just right off the dome, you know.
Stop it. Stop now.
Um,
Silvaro is just embarrassed about all of this. He writes that one down as well.
Fair.
Yeah, it's always good to steal jokes where you can.
Mm-hmm. So I guess
Do
we
we
go
step
to,
out and see what's around us?
yeah, I guess we go to Sigil, right?
Yeah, so you step out from this room into a long hallway. These marbled mosaic tiles continue, and you see that you've got immediately to your right a door that you hear some muttering coming from, a doorway in a passage where the muttering was coming from. And to the left is where there were kind of the ghastly wails. And further on, it gets to another four-way intersection. So you've kind of got a number of options right now, but you guys can figure out where you would like to go in this moment.
Well, that's a tough choice between ghastly wails of screaming and muttering and clinking. I don't know, I mean. Or third mystery option C.
I mean, part of me is curious what the wailing is about.
I mean, it's not
check it
like
out.
we have to go in, right? We could at least go and like check, put an ear to the door or something. Like,
Right, but
probably don't want to kick the door just straight off its hinges or anything. But yeah, I'm kind of with I'm with the salad on this one.
yeah. With the what? What's a
Nothing,
salad?
ignore that. Don't worry about it. I'm making notes again. That
I
one did not go down.
I only just eat
wasn't a good one.
protein.
It's
That's
all
how I got so
brains.
big.
So you're able to, Salvaro, as you creep forward to take a peek into the room, can I have you make a stealth check?
Sure. Let's see how well this works. Ooh, 16 plus 3, 19.
Excellent. Yeah. So you're able to, eke your way forward and poke your head around the corner to see. It's just a hallway. There's no door at all. But you look into like a 20 square foot room, and there's the central focus on the back wall of this room is this large makeshift curtain. You can tell that there's little bits and pieces of clothing and sheets in various levels of bloodstainedness, and that there are 2 puppets above this curtain that are unintelligibly wailing and screaming at each other, a kind of macabre looking Punch and Judy. Sitting in front of this curtain with their back towards you are 2 skeletons that are both just watching this performance take place.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, first thing I'll do is like lean over my shoulder, like, "Hey guys, there's some kind of messed up puppet show going on in here." So they're aware of like what I'm saying. Out of curiosity, the puppets, the skeletons. Are we talking like medium-sized like creature skeletons, or they look like
just
small,
regular
mid-sized
skeletons, mostly decomposed. That they're not. There's no lingering flesh or sinew on their body. It's just the skeletal remains of these two watching the show, and they're moving. You can tell that they're animated. It's not just a skeleton that a non-magical skeleton or a non-creature skeleton that is laying there.
Somebody
I feel
behind
like
the curtain doing a puppet show for his friends.
And it's just 2 skeletons. Yes, it's a good show, but the audience is a little bare tonight. That was a real one. He's writing that one down as well. Got a laugh. Good enough. He's a very bad comedian.
Hey, do you see an exit?
I don't think I do, right? I didn't see. There's no other doors or anything. It's just a corridor. Like it's just a room. Or did I?
Roll investigation for me if you'd like to try to.
Oh yeah, I'll take a check. Oh, that's a nat 20 again.
Damn. Okay, Mr. Loaded Dice over there.
I know.
Shit.
What the hell? Maybe I should swap to a different set.
Come back to
With
those
that
during combat.
20, with that 20, you do trying to peek past the curtain to see if there's maybe a doorway behind you. There's a point where there's some kind of a wind that parts these curtains very briefly, and you see that there's evidence of another ghostly figure of some kind that is fading in and out of visibility behind the curtain. With a nat 20, you would expect that whatever this is responsible for the movement of the puppets.
But so yeah, I'll tell her I'm like, no exit, but I'm pretty sure that the host is a ghost.
A ghost?
A ghost, if you will. A ghost, like Shaggy but British.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Zoinks, Scoob.
Zoinks.
Should we
Bloody
say?
hell.
Wait. You're a bard, right? Do you feel magic? Is there a magicness?
I mean, that's a good. Could I like an Arcana check, presumably, to see if if it feels magical, or I guess that's
What specifically are you trying to figure out as magical?
Well, presumably, is there like a general sense of magic coming from like the puppet show, the audience, or the ghost person?
I mean, even with that, with that 20, you would understand that if there's a ghost and a puppet moving on its own,
I mean,
chances are it's something to do with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I guess that's my response to Quinoa is. I mean, it's like an animated, it's a couple of animated skeletons and a ghost doing a puppet show. It's probably pretty magical, yeah.
Pretty fair. Yeah. Well, should we say hi or check out some other ways around here? Because we're just trying to get out.
I mean, it's not that great of a puppet show. I will say that. I don't think we'll be missing much if we.
Damn, that's actually. Let me roll a d20.
Yeah. Did they roll a 2 on performance?
I did roll a 2.
Oh my god! Yeah, no,
you're
it's an awful
It's a
fucking
bit
puppet.
shit.
It's not a good puppet show.
So we don't even want to see it. We don't even want to tip them.
I'm pretty sure this guy's gets worse reviews than me. To be honest, I mean, damn.
As you guys have been chattering in the doorway, could I have Quinoa and Salvaro make another stealth check for me?
Sure.
Ooh, that's less good.
Ooh, that's a
You should come
10
with
for
good rolls.
me.
That's a 5 + 3. I've got an 8.
Okay. So at that point, one of the skeletons turns around and looks at you. It's kind of without muscle and like ligature to hold it in place. It's able to pivot, so its feet are still sitting forward, and it does like an owl head full like 160,
Wonderful.
170 degree rotation, and it looks at you both in the door and goes, "Shh," and then swirls back to continue watching the show.
I yell, sorry.
Sorry. Yes, I was like, sorry. Just back off away from the door.
Real horror trope. Right
I was sorry. I thought it was gonna like scream or something. It was like, shut up. We're trying to watch Punch and Judy.
I'm enjoying this super shitty show.
Mhm.
As you call out louder than necessary, sorry, the two puppets stop and drop, and kind of a lot of the sense of magic that was going on, the slightly moving curtains and everything falls. As
Is it a better show now?
It's gonna be something else
2,
now.
4. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Quinoa, does a 14 hit?
My AC is 19.
Okay, so that does not hit, and you're able to stand there quite confidently and take this, but you do feel a large slam hit against your chest. Not enough to push you back or to do damage, but they are not happy with you at this moment.
See, this is why you should like really watch your volume at someone else's show. Trust me, performers do not like it. You good, by the way, or?
I said I was sorry. Jeez.
So now, what do you do in this moment in reaction?
Do I see what it was that slammed me? Or is it just like
it was just a force that hit you.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't see a reason to fight him, so I'm just gonna like
Back away.
back up. Yeah. Start walking away.
Okay, yeah.
We
So
quietly close the door.
You're able to step back. I'm just going to quickly show off the art of you awakening because I had forgotten to do that.
Oops, nice.
But you were able to step back and move away from this hole. Now, directly behind you, you've now got the mutterings going on, and then you've got the further hallway to your right.
Any votes?
I say further
Say we
hallway
get
to the
outta
right.
here. Yeah.
Well, we're trying to find the out.
Let's see if we can get out. And I'm not sure
I
muttering.
don't want to piss off any more skeletons.
Yeah,
so-
man. I feel like we should like ruin anyone else's like daycare project or whatever that was. I feel like we should try and get out of here.
Like I'm starting to get the
Okay.
sense we're gonna run into more skeletons.
I mean, so far 3 out of the 3 people we've met have been skeletons, so probably a
Either
pretty safe
skeleton
bet.
or mad scientist.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe
Just
both.
muttering to himself, brewing potions.
So at this point, the muttering has stopped, and you look over to that hallway where the muttering was coming from, and there is a strange-looking man there in full tattered robes, a tattered smock apron with various tools all lined in front of his pouch. He is missing his lower jaw, but what has been put there instead is like an attempt at a wax replica. It looks very eerie compared to the blemishes and the old age that is hitting the rest of his face and accompanying his long white hair. This very like smooth off color chin is very, very strange looking, and he looks at you and the golem was disturbed, and I came to investigate. Who are you? What are you doing here?
We could ask you the same question.
Same thing.
Yeah, we just woke up.
Yeah, pause for a moment, thinking of you saying that, and then look towards the examination rooms. You're meant to be dead. You can't be alive. And he turns and heads back into the other room.
Do you guys think I should have pointed out that I'm not alive?
Unalive.
Yeah, I think people like when I do that, right?
And he's going to walk back towards the location that he came from. What are you doing in this moment?
Guys, I really seriously recommend that we just cut and run. This guy doesn't seem the most pleased that we're awake.
Sounds like he unalived us, and now he wants to unalive us again.
Yeah, but also he could have answers.
I mean, he could have answers, but he definitely has some sort of freaky jaw modification thing that does make him look like a mad scientist. And as we not long just got finished discussing the prospect of fighting meeting some sort of skeletal zombified mad scientist, I think we might want to count our blessings and leave.
What other way is there to go?
Out of the hallway, right? Third hallway. We have a third hallway that doesn't have horrible noises going down it.
Door number 3.
It continues down, and then there's a branch to the left, a branch to the right, and then it continues on forward.
There's too many choices.
Yeah.
So I'd say that we
Rutledge is
do
a
not wait for him
simple
to get back, because, like, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like the people who own the building that we all woke up in with no memory of how we got there, probably not on our side. Probably. I mean, don't get me wrong, could be. Probably not.
Here's a question. Do we see a golem in the room? Because he mentioned a golem, right? Like something about a golem awakening?
Yeah, so as you look into the room, he's gone into the room and has turned a corner, but peering directly into the room, you see that there is another gurney in the center of the room, with a large flesh golem with its chest flayed open with a couple of like instruments and tubes sticking out of it. And as you're looking, you see it like twitch and then shake and then sit up and look over at you.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
I'm pretty sure that guy's got one of my lungs.
That is just as in the time that you've had the conversation, you've peered in to see it. This golem, the man rounds the corner again, now with a large bone saw in his hand, and we're gonna roll initiative.
All right.
I called it, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I was.
We're gonna have ourselves a good old fashioned fight.
And Donnybrook.
5.
What'd you get, Salvaro?
I'm just waiting. I was looking through the other +3s in this. So 11.
Okay.
Yep. And I got a nat 20, so 22.
Very nice. With that, we're gonna load in with all of you in the hallway out here. This Herald of Dust just turned back, and you were all standing at the doorway to this chamber. Quinoa, you're up to start with.
Well, before we fight, should we tell the listeners at home about what what program
Oh, that's true.
we're
That's so
using.
true. So last time we did this for Fandelver and below, we used Albert Rodeo. We used D&D Beyond to run the combat and Albert Rodeo to run the maps. But like 3 days after we recorded the last podcast, D&D Beyond came out with their maps tool in alpha. So we're actually going to be giving that a shot. It is still a little bit more feature light than Albert Rodeo, but it does, integrate proper character images, the official artwork of the monsters and stuff. So that's kind of neat, and we're going to give that a shot.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're watching on the YouTube video feed, you can see it in action there for sure. Well, if we're in it to fight, my senses as a fighter are telling me I'm gonna stand in the doorway with shield up. It's like right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask this Heralds of Dust Remnant, is that Bonesaw for us?
Well, you were dead. You need to remain. We can't just have people leaving.
Okay, then this sword is for you. And I'm gonna roll I'm gonna roll the hit.
Salvaro writes that one
Okay.
down.
Okay, and that one. Let's go.
Oh. So
Strong
I'm actually going to
start.
say, with that, you do like lunge forward with your sword. You don't do any damage, but you do like catch the side of this wax face mold, causing it to like chip and crack, and you can see beneath it is what used to be the upper jaw, but the muscle and the entire lower jaw is gone, and the muscle and flesh that was there is bubbly and has melted away, as if scarred by acid.
Gross. This is
Very.
PG-13.
No, it's not. Anything more with your turn?
I think that's gonna be it.
Okay. With that, he's going to pull out a small bottle, shake it, and drink it as a glowing green energy begins to sheath him. And then
magic
he's actually going to take a few steps back. That is going to prompt an attack of opportunity, so you will be able to roll to hit again as your reaction.
All right, let's do that then. Or I'm debating if I want to save my reaction for something else though. Actually, yeah, we'll just go for an opportunity attack, sure.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit again.
17 plus 4, 21.
Okay. So 21 definitely hits. So you can go ahead and
For damage.
go ahead and do damage.
It's a 3 plus 2, 5.
Okay, so he's going to take 5 points of damage as he backs away. Salvaro, it's now your turn.
Okay. Let's see. I guess technically my character doesn't know about the door that's around the other side of the room yet, so I feel... I mean, I suppose like when we stuck our head around the corner, presumably that's really not visible to us looking at the map, is it?
No.
No, okay. So I don't really feel comfortable acting on that one. That said, is there enough room for me to actually squeeze past Quinoa, or am I going to have
definitely.
to...
I think
Cool.
technically
So, yeah.
Quinoa would be there. It's a 10-foot
cool.
wide hallway.
Yeah, so,
Oh, gotcha.
so I could step sort of in and to the side slightly there without
Definitely.
provoking any attacks, I believe. So that's take a move action to there. Then I'm going to go ahead and cast... Oh, crap. Wait, no, not as a second level spell. That's ridiculous. I'd like to go ahead and cast Dissonant Whispers on the Flesh Golem.
Okay, is that a save that it needs to make?
Yeah, Wisdom save. I'll double check.
Wisdom
Yeah.
save.
My DC is 13.
Okay, that's a failure. It gets a 4.
Incredible. Dissonant Whispers. On a failed save, takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away from me as possible.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that
3d6.
3d6.
I will roll them physically again because I'm that kind of person, I guess. 4-1-1, amazing. 6 damage.
Excellent. He takes 6 points of damage, and then needs to use his full movement to get away from you.
As a reaction, yep.
Yeah, so he's gonna move off here.
Whoa.
Well-
banished the flesh golem.
Is there anything in that he cannot return towards you, or just that in that moment he needs to move away?
It doesn't. I think presumably by his own turn, that's it. It's only while I cast Dissonant Whispers that it happens, because there's no like on his turn he has to make a save or anything. That's it.
No worries at all. Okay. Anything more with your turn?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right. And with that, it is going to be the flesh golem's turn. So he is going to move back in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to go ahead and take a swing at Quinoa with a big slam with a 13 to hit, which I believe does not hit.
AC is 19.
Yep. And then another slam. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
That is going to hit.
So with that, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And
Probably level 4 for a second and panicked.
now it will be Skara's turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off by moving in.
Oh, if you try to move there, the flesh golem will get an attack of opportunity on you as you move past, as you move into and then back out of its range. So you'll likely want to.
It doesn't have reactions.
Reactions recharge on the start of its turn. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, that was that worked out that it forced him to use his reaction. Then it was immediately his turn, so he got back his reaction.
Poor timing on the turn order.
Yeah, that is literally the worst case scenario.
Bugger.
All right. So I will, in that case, I'll stay where I'm at, and I will cast. Where'd my spells go? It just disappeared. Nice. I was gonna cast Hunter's Mark on it, but I can't find it again. It's because I opened up the wrong character sheet like an idiot.
Oops.
Way to go.
Yeah, so I'll cast Hunter's Mark, which gives me an additional 1d6 on damage. And I'm going to cast it on the flesh golem.
All right.
And then from there, I want to fire my longbow at it, but I want to use my feet, my sharpshooter feet. So I take a -5 penalty to the attack roll to add +10 to the damage.
Okay.
Old.
So go
and I
ahead.
have a +7 on longbow, so I'm hoping this.
So you'll roll the dice, and then you'll just add 2 to it, and then we'll see if it beats the flesh golem initiative AC.
So 12.
12 hits.
Sick. All right, and so now I'll roll D8 +3 for damage,
and then +10,
and another 6 for Hunter's Mark.
Yep.
Well, D6. Yeah.
So that was a 4. Where's the D6?
Yeah, so it's in 7 points of damage so far, and then another 3 points of damage.
Yep.
Excellent.
So 10, 20.
Okay. Anything more with your turn?
That's all I've got. Yep.
Okay. Quinoa, it is now your turn again.
Okay. I'm just gonna smack this. Well, actually, I'm gonna sidestep a bit. Like I'm gonna still stay in its range, but just gonna stand here. That wouldn't provoke attack of opportunity, right?
No, not at all.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can do a full pivot all the way around. We're also playing with flanking. So, say for certain, if Quinoa, you were here and Skara was here, then you
Right.
guys would get advantage on your attacks.
Right.
But it would have to be melee, I believe.
Yeah. I'm just standing there because I've got like a perk where I can use my reaction to mitigate damage on allies if they're within 5 feet of me and they get hit.
Oh, excellent.
So I'm trying to like stick to you guys if I can.
How nice. What a nice gentleman.
Power of
it's-
friendship fighter
It's what
all day.
Quinoa is all about. And I'm gonna smack 17 plus 4, 21.
Okay, excellent. That definitely hits.
Gonna do some damage. Got a 4 plus 2. That's 6 damage.
Okay, so as you cleave down, you do feel like whatever this glowing energy around this person is did attempt to quell your blade, but with a hit that powerful, you just continued carrying through.
Ooh, okay.
With that, it is. Oh, anything more with your turn?
Hold on. No, I think we're good. Yep.
Okay. So with that, it is now the Herald of Dust Remnant's turn. It is going to look over at the two that they can see. So Salvaro and Quinoa. It can't quite see Scaro. And it is going to cast Bane. So if I can have both of you make a charisma saving throw.
Sure.
20, dirty 20.
9.
Okay, so with the dirty 20, you're fine. With the 9, this means that you're now baned. So whenever going forward, when you until the spell ends or his concentration is broken, you, after making an attack roll or a saving throw, you also roll a d4 and then subtract that d4 from an attack or saving throw.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm going to do that, and then it is Salvaro's turn, and then the Flesh Golem is up next.
Okay. I'm trying to decide on like how quickly I want to burn my spell slots, because I'm not going to lie, I don't play spellcasters too often for just this reason. I don't want to try anyway. I don't know. Sure, I'm going to cast Crown of Madness on the Herald of Dust Remnant.
Okay.
So it has to make a Wisdom saving throw again. Say again, like it's not a different creature.
That's a 15.
Oh, that makes it as well. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't. On a fail save, I'm pretty sure. On a successful save, I'm pretty sure nothing happens. I think that's just immediately burns the slot.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Crown of Madness.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's like literally, it's one of those things where it's like it's so powerful if it does work that it's kind of the debuff is taking the chance that it's not gonna. So
yeah,
because it would have effectively forced the Herald to attack the Flesh Golem, and also presumably lose concentration too. I've got anything else I can do as a bonus action before I? Not really. Yeah, I'll probably just call my turn there as a bit of a butt turn. Oh, actually, wait, who's up next? Scar is next, isn't he? Who's from our team?
Flesh Golem.
I mean, on our team.
Oh, our team. Yeah.
I assume that he can hear me and is in within 60 feet. I'm tempted to give Scara one of my bardic inspirations just for whatever he's about to do.
Okay.
So I'll burn one of those, and yeah, next basically you get a 1d6 inspiration dice for the next 10 minutes you can use on any one given roll. So to hit, to damage, ability checks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And that's
okay, so it is now going to be the Flesh Golem's turn, and it is going to quite simply look at Quinoa and go to attack again, slamming twice. One of them is an 11, and then the other one is a 13.
The shield is strong.
Very low.
I just feel like it's just this Quinoa there against the giant fucking much like, no, fuck off, no.
Yeah.
Just like parrying blows left and right.
Yeah.
So with that, it is Scara's turn, and then Quinoa, you're up next.
Okay.
All right. Well, knowing I have Bardic Inspiration and Hunter's Mark is still active, we're just going to do a repeat of what we did last time.
Second verse, same as the first. Hey, man, it worked great.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
So Sharpshooter. And so I'll roll to hit with -5. 18, 25, minus 5, 20.
Damn. Dirty
So-
20, that hits.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll my 1d8. So 6 plus 3, 9.
And then plus 10 for
Extra
19.
d6. Another 6. So 14. I'll roll the other d6 that Will just gave me.
So the bardic inspiration can be applied like for a 2-hit, but it can't be for damage unless he's got something else
gotcha.
going on.
That was my bad. That was my
Never
bad.
mind.
Yeah.
I'll save that one for now.
I mean,
then.
if you have something that lets you do 10 more damage, but like minus 5, and you've got a 6 that you can do to a roll, those two pretty much counteract each other, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
Got it.
Let me just
I don't
quickly
think I have any other
go through the game log.
ranger. So it's 6 and 9 plus 10, so 15, 25.
Yeah. Doing some big damage.
Yeah, buddy.
Anything more with your turn?
Oh balls! I should have rolled that before. Oh well. No, I've got nothing else.
Okay.
I'm still chill in the hallway and just shoot arrows down it.
Then Quinoa, it is your turn.
How is this flesh golem looking?
On a scale of 1 to 450, it's at about 220.
220. Okay.
I like
About
playing with
50%.
ratios.
Well, you get big numbers, but not like 1 being this and 450 or whatever being this. It was just 1 to. What does that mean? I've no fucking idea.
That's
All
the
right.
plan. You
Let's
get
be honest,
like
it's
a
a
bit
flesh
of an
column. It
idea
looked bad
of-
before, and it still looks
That's
bad.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still like chest
Oh, it's
cavity
chest open.
Yeah, it's
I feel like we could have taken advantage of that somehow. I'm just saying, like, if his heart is like there, I just feel
Yeah.
it's like
actually
Kalimar.
you're right in front of him, Quinoa. Can I have you roll a perception for me?
Sure. Wait, I just moved, but should I unmove to do this perception check?
It's not going to hugely matter to the narrative, so you can just do
Okay.
the perception.
Quick little perception. So 9 plus 3, 12.
Okay. He's just grossing you out.
Okay,
Continue.
cool. All right, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
To stay within the
Range of the
attack.
flesh golem.
Yeah, and then if I yell really loudly at the Heralds of the Dust Remnant, is that gonna break his concentration? Do you think, or do I gotta attack?
You got to attack. Yeah.
Fair.
So you've got to do either to break his concentration, you need to hit him, and then he rolls a concentration check, and it's either got to be he's got to beat a 10 or whatever half of the damage you deal to him is, whichever is lower.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, it's just he's got to beat a concentration of like 10.
Right.
So, out of curiosity, the idea of just like pulling the bagpipes out, just like as loud as possible, wouldn't work either.
I would have you
might
make a
just piss him
performance
off.
check. I'm not the kind of guy that's ever going to say no. So like, if you really want to try something, then we can roll
I
for
was
it. and we
just
can
thinking I
see.
probably could have done that last turn and it might have worked, but I forgot.
Yeah.
So we'll never know now.
All right, I'm gonna roll to attack the heralds,
Okay.
characters. So it's an 8 plus 4, 12, but then minus a d4. I'm gonna guess that's not gonna hit.
That's not going to hit. No, it's
Fair.
you cleave forward, and then like as this lethargy hits you, as this lethargy hits you of bane, as well as this green cloak of energy, it kind of springs the sword off his person.
Okay. Ooh, I'm debating the classic action surge. I feel like that would be a waste with the Bane. So I'm just gonna chill for now.
Okay. Excellent. Well, it is now the Herald's turn. And it is going to raise up that saw it has and kind of go for like a lunge scraping slash towards you, Quinoa. With that first, it's going to be an 11 to hit. Geez, these are rolling like crap. and then a 7 to hit.
Nice.
Neither of which is going to do anything.
Nice.
He is going to use his 2 necrotic surges. Yeah, he's just going to stay there. And Salvaro, it's your turn, and then the flesh golem is up next.
Okay. How do I make the flesh golem someone else's problem? See, I just feel like
It's
at
not
this
mine,
point,
I'm chilling.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like he's not even like on your, you're not even on his radar right now. I don't think.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Scar is just that buzzing sound that's a little far back. With that, okay, from where I am, if I was to make a ranged attack at the Herald, would I have to shoot through or around Quinoa to make sure I'm not hitting?
No.
him? No.
Nope. You'd just be able to do it.
So, second question: the aforementioned discussion of just blasting on that bagpipe, is that a bonus action kind of thing, or is that an action kind of thing?
Because it would be the whole. I mean, especially with a bagpipe, there would be.
Yeah,
there would
it's
be an
quite a
action
lot
to-
of sort of like.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's
Um,
not like a slide whistle or something that you can quickly pull out, or like a harmonica with a strap in
well,
front of
I
your
have
face.
bird pipes, but I just feel like that's not going to be distracting. That's going to like
Mm.
not bother him, so I might as well just shoot him. So I'm going to go ahead and just shoot the Herald with my short bow. That's the
Okay, go
action
ahead
I'm
and roll
gonna
to
take.
hit.
The classics never run out of style. Ooh, that might though. 6 + 4 is 13.
13 does not hit.
No,
Again,
no,
it's like the
no.
you shoot the arrow, and you're quite confident in the way that you fired it, but you know this is somewhere between what would have pierced him and then what this green coat around it is warding away.
Yeah. That's an unfortunate thing that just happened there.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah,
man,
I
Mage
don't
Armor is
think I
putting
have anything
in
else
work
to do.
today.
Okay, anything I can think of doing, I do have one other bonus action I could take, but I'm already burned one of my inspiration slots, so I'm going to go ahead and just call my turn there again.
Okay. It's the flesh golem's turn. It's going to go ahead and try to hit Quinoa again, but man, this high AC don't quit. 12 to hit, that's a failure.
Nope.
19 to hit.
Oh, meets.
That does work.
It meets it.
Yeah. So
Now we're gonna
he's
find
gonna,
out how much damage this fucker can do.
he's
Finally.
gonna slam down behind you and do 8 points of damage.
Mhm.
Considering that the minimum that he could do damage-wise is 6, you're getting off pretty easy.
Fair. All right. So now I'm down to almost half health. 22 out of 40.
So with that, it is the end of its turn. Skara, it is your turn next.
All right. I'm assuming Bardic Inspiration has worn off, correct?
If you haven't used it, that's not. No, it should be live for the next
Yeah,
10
I have
minutes, which is like 60
Yeah.
plus odd rounds or whatever.
You can
so.
use it.
Rinse and repeat, buddy. Gonna roll. At 1. So
Oh.
even that's not gonna help.
Nope. Yeah, so you go line up another shot, and it pings into the wall next to it. Unfortunately, you're not able to make that hit.
Silvaro just sticks his head around the corner. Is like, yeah, good hustle, buddy. Try next time. It's all good.
Attaboy.
Attaboy. Yeah, that's what the Bardic Inspiration was from. Really, it was like,
Yeah.
don't worry, you got this, man. It's all good. Happens to
Anything
the
more
best
with your
of us.
turn, Rut?
Not attacks per action 1. No, I don't have any other actions, I don't think.
Okay, Quinoa, it is up to you again.
All right. I'm going to try to hit the Herald again. I want to break this Bane.
You can do it, buddy.
Okay. Roll the hit.
It's a 15 plus 4, which is a 19, but then the D4 minus 4, so 15.
15, which just meets its AC in a mage armored
beautiful.
state.
Beautiful.
So even with this lethargy working against you, even with this green barrier trying to ward away your blade, you get in this clean hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
All right. So that's going to be a 1d8 plus 1. 1 plus 2. It's a 3.
Nice.
But I am going to use a superiority dice because I'm a fighter.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit it with. If I do a pushing attack, would that make the concentration check harder? Like if I successfully. Damn.
Well, like at the moment, you've done 3.
Yes.
So for the concentration check to get any harder, you would need to deal an additional 17 damage. But at the moment, it's going to be making a concentration check of 10. So
right.
I can go ahead and do that now.
Because if I do a superiority die, I can add a D8 of damage to this.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to add a D8 of damage, it will not. At this point, it will not make the concentration check more difficult.
Gotcha. Okay, then I'm gonna hit it with a distracting strike, which is when I hit with the attack, I can expend a superiority die and add that to the damage roll, and then the next attack roll against this target by any attacker other than me has advantage if the attack is made before the next turn.
Excellent.
So if the concentration check succeeds, someone else has a chance to fuck it up too.
Okay, so go ahead then and roll that D8 for additional damage.
7.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's 10 points of damage overall in the turn, which is great. And then it's going to roll a roll for concentration. Just double checking that as a Constitution saving throw. It rolled a 19, so that is definitely saving that, unfortunately.
Well, if one of you two hit it before my next turn, you'll have advantage. So there's that.
Let's try.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna
remind me what advantage does. Is it
You
lower the threshold to hit?
You get to roll your d20 twice.
Ooh.
And then take the higher value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And disadvantage is the same, but you have to take the lower one.
Yep. And then I'm going to blow my second wind. So I'm going to regain a 1d10 plus 4 HP.
Hell yeah.
1d10. Roll. So 4 plus 4. It's going to give me 8 HP back.
Nice.
Hell yeah. That's great, because this Herald is about to try to swing at you again with its necrotic surges. The first hit is a 15. The second to hit is a 21.
There it is.
Slap.
Okay, so this deals necrotic damage to you. It's going to deal 12 points of necrotic damage to you. As Salvaro, it is your turn.
Oof. Okay, so ideally, if I want to make take the most advantage of some of the previous buffs that we've sort of applied to attacking this dude, I don't want to use a non-attack rolling spell. His concentration roll gets harder based on how much damage he takes, right?
Correct. It's either a 10 Constitution check or half of the damage he takes, whichever is lower.
Lowest.
So unless you're doing above 20 damage in a single turn,
unlikely.
Which is like unlikely at level 4, so it's just you'll know that it's just like a 10 check.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna cast Dissonant Whispers again, but this time on the Herald. So it's another Wisdom save. Casting at first level.
Okay, that's a 21.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay, no, he saved that. Luckily, they still will damage him. He just doesn't have to run away anymore. 3d6 psychic damage on a failed save.
Just half that.
Oh, right. Usually it is, but actually, it doesn't actually say take half damage on a failed save. Oh, no, hang on. No, it does. Yeah, you don't have to move away and you take half damage.
Okay, so roll 3d6 and we'll take half.
Okay. I was really hoping to make this dude run away. It did not work. Oh, that's a lot of damage. 6 and a 6 and a 3. So that's 15?
15
and half of that is 7.
So 7. Meh.
Okay, it's looking pretty hurt. Anything more with your turn?
No, although is that enough damage for him to still have to take the concentration save?
Yeah, he still does.
Cool.
So,
yeah, no, that's it. No bonus action stuff or anything.
16, so he saves. The dice was just about to roll onto a 4, but it did not. Apologies. With that, it is going to be the Flesh Golem's turn. He's actually going to take a look at Salvaro and take a step towards him to go ahead and take a swipe with a big fleshy slam
I don't know what the sound of this.
14 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I'm going to swing down and do 17 points of damage.
Nasty.
And then with a second slam is only going to have a 10 to hit.
Yeah, that
which I
doesn't
do
hit.
not believe does.
It does not.
Okay.
But
and
I do not look good.
And Skara, it is now your turn. As a reminder, the Heralds of Dust Remnant, if you tried to hit him at this point, you would have an advantage to hit.
Okay. Well, then we will try that. I will also start off by casting Hail of Thorns on him, which if I hit any creature within 5 feet of it has to make a dexterity saving throw. And if it fails, 1d10 additional damage.
That would hurt
Okay.
me, right?
Correct.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I will not cast that then.
Saving that for another time.
Sorry, buddy.
He'll be fine.
Hey,
He's the fighter.
Quinoa, good job speaking up for yourself. You know, that's really good for you.
Good call. Good call. The Hunter's Mark should still be active on the other guy. I don't want to switch it.
Well, it's active on the flesh golem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Hunter's
but if I
Mark, yeah.
cast it on what's his name, it dissipates. but-
Yeah.
You
That
can
will
still
be
do your sharpshooter thing.
Yeah, I'm
So-
still gonna do the sharpshooter, but I'll leave everything else, and I still technically have bardic inspiration if I need it. I guess.
Yeah, to add to a dice roll. In D&D Beyond, if you like right click on the plus whatever number, you can select advantage so that it will roll
Oh.
both and then auto give you whatever the highest one is.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's fucking cool.
I've also
We're gonna take that.
oh hell yeah. It's a 21 to hit. Holy shit.
All right, and then 1d8 plus 3 or 14. Or sorry, 17.
Yeah. Takes 17 points of damage. So
We
At
finally
this-
break his concentration.
no, that's a different guy. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope, I'm good.
So with that 17 points of damage, actually that is just enough to pierce through this green veil, pierce through the Heralds of Dust remnant, and drop him.
Nice.
So he is now deceased. We'll
Dead.
just put him off to the side there.
Silvaro in the
He
corner is
did.
like, nice! No, that's because he just got in the hit. It's like, good shot. I told you you could do it, bud.
Anything more with your turn, Skara?
No.
Okay, so Quinoa, it's now your turn. Salvaro, you're on deck.
All right. I'm gonna move over to be within 5 feet of Silvaro, right? That's within 5 feet.
Yep.
Cool. And then gonna smack the golem. And I don't have Bane anymore, right?
Correct, because Bane has dropped.
Mm-hmm. So that's a 16 to hit.
16 definitely hits.
All right. 1d8 plus 2. That's a 7 plus 2. That's 9.
Nice.
Okay.
And I'm going to add another distracting strike to it, which is the
Okay.
one that will give whoever else attacks him next advantage. And that adds 2 to the hit or to the damage. So that's, what's that, 11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's additional 2 points.
All right. And then I'm going to use my, well, the maneuver isn't a bonus action, right? It's just you add it on to the
Correct.
attack. Okay, so then I'm going to use my bonus action to blow another superiority die to give, to rally and give Salvaro temporary HP equal to the superiority die roll, which let's hope that rolls high. You have 1 extra temporary HP, my friend.
And you can add that to
Fine.
the top of your character sheet.
There you go. temp HP, 1. Incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
now,
all good.
Now we're truly rolling. Okay.
And
Anything
that's
more
it.
with your turn, Quinoa?
That's it.
Okay, Salvaro, it's your turn, and Flesh Golem is up after that.
Okay, so I wasn't prone or anything by that last hit. I was just like badly hurt.
No,
right?
you were just very
cool.
hurt.
Okay, I'm just gonna straight up pull my longsword out and just I'm gonna two-hand it straight at the golem because I know what was it your thing
You
does
get
again?
advantage.
I get advantage.
Mhm.
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna fucking roll with that and try and hit him. You get 2d20s out instead of do it.
Why advantage, sorry?
The distracting strike for maneuver.
Oh, yep.
I'm doing a normal melee hit. I'm not casting a spell or anything this time. So
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 14 and a 12. So obviously the 14 plus.
That hits.
Oh, nice. So I was hitting double-handed. So that's 1d8, 1d10 instead of 1d8, right?
Yes, your character sheet will be able to tell you faster.
Yeah,
than
it does.
can.
I'll tab back into it. It does. The versatile thing that is underneath it.
Yeah. 1d10 with the
7.
sword. Excellent. 7 plus anything?
No. Just
Okay.
1d, just 7.
Cool. And then it is now the Flesh Golem's turn. It is going to go ahead and take a slam at both of you. The first slam for Quinoa is 15, and the second slam against Salvaro is 10.
Excellent.
Hey.
Ooh, some good
Classic.
low rolls here.
With two fucking teaming up on this guy, just sort of ducking and weaving.
Yeah.
It's like, you seriously don't want to let him hit you like that? Trust me, it is not good for the chest.
Skara,
Well, I want to
Skara, it
blow
is
my
now your
reaction.
turn.
Wait, I want to blow my reaction.
Ooh.
That's not a phrase I should say again.
I mean, you can. You should.
Crazy?
You can.
Yeah. For Sentinel attack, I've got when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit.
Roll into hit. That is a 4 plus 4, 8.
8 does not hit. 8 only just doesn't hit. This thing's AC is so low.
Well, it's big, slow, and I'm guessing isn't wearing armor from the fact that it's a flesh golem. Because that would be weird.
In fact, yeah, quite the opposite. It's barely wearing flesh.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's really it should be called an unfinished flesh golem because it's like midway through, man.
So Skara, it's your turn, and then Quinoa and Salvaro.
All right, we're gonna rinse and repeat once again with the realization that I also have Colossus Slayer that I should have been using the last like 3 times.
Oh boy.
We just
So,
retroactively add, like, let's say 50 damage. Let's just call it even 50.
Yeah. So roll the hit. Ooh, 2. Plus 7 though. Minus 5. 4. Can I use that bardic inspiration roll now?
Yeah, right.
So what was your 2 hit there?
My
4.
2 hit was 2 plus 7, but minus 5, so 4.
If you want to add a
Okay,
d6
yeah.
to that, but you'd have to roll like a full 6 for it to actually work.
You'd have to roll a 5 or a 6, yeah.
Yeah.
You can risk it. Risk it for the biscuit.
33%.
Fuck.
Ah.
Well, we tried.
We tried that JPG.
Yo, that Colossus Slayer is ludicrous. What?
Yeah, it is.
Rangers have always been OP stretch. Come on.
What?
Rangers
what
love Rangers life.
Ranger is like the class of min-maxing for sure.
Colossus Slayer is once per turn when you hit a creature with a weapon attack. The creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below HP max.
Yeah, so as soon as that
What
thing's
the fuck?
damaged, you get extra damage every single time. Yeah.
That's stupid.
This is why whenever I'm starting a new campaign, never let anyone be a ranger. It's not worth it. They will just derail all your stuff.
Okay,
Man,
so
Legolas OP.
Quinoa, it's your turn.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna do a classic smack 'em. Just swing that sword.
Yep, hit him.
Nat 20 plus 4.
Hell yeah, nat 20.
Hell yeah.
That should already apply the double damage to the double
That's
dice to your roll in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. I see the UI doing that. All right.
And the
Rolling
UI's
into
pretty
D&D
solid.
Beyond for real. Like that sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Right. 5 plus 4 plus
Okay.
2. That's 11 crit
11
damage.
points of damage. Great.
And how's he looking?
On a scale of
1 to 450.
1 to 18, he's at 4.
All right.
Not great then.
I'm gonna maneuver. I'm gonna do a maneuver.
Okay.
I'm just gonna blow my final maneuver. I'm gonna do a. Let's just do a distracting strike. I feel like that's the one with more insurance.
Okay.
Gonna add a D8. A full 8 extra damage.
Nice.
Excellent. Does he need to like try to save or anything? Or
No,
you just
that-
do it?
I just do it because it's just you're
Okay,
adding
cool.
the damage to the damage roll.
Cool. Yeah, that full 8 is great.
And then next attack will have advantage.
Excellent. So now, Salvaro, it is your turn. This flesh golem is looking pretty messed up, and you have advantage to try to hit it.
If I want to, like, I'm presuming if I take the advantage, the Scaro won't.
I don't
have
think
it,
that you can
presumably.
pick. So
No, I know. But if I don't do
If you
melee
don't do anything,
attacks,
yeah.
if I do like a spell instead that doesn't get the advantage because it's not an attack roll, then I can wait
Yeah,
for
then you can-
Mr.
you
Goliath
can
Slayer over there to have a
wait
turn.
for it. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, because this says that the next attack roll against the target.
Okay. And the flesh golem is making like it doesn't use weapons, does it? It uses its unarmed strike.
Yeah, it just
Presumably it's just big
hits,
fleshy
yeah.
arms. Yeah, okay, that's not gonna help me then. Okay.
Star Trek attacks.
Oh man, I just think there's anything else I can do here. Not really, if I'm honest with you.
Do you have any cantrips?
I mean, I do have cantrips, but they're all kind of not great for this situation. I have like Mage Hand, Blade Ward, and Thunderclap. If I use Thunderclap, it will hurt you. If I use Blade Ward, it will do nothing because he's not using any blades.
Right.
Or well, weapons. It doesn't have to be a blade. And Mage Hand, what am I going to do? Tickle him. You know what I mean? It's like not gonna help. So I will say that I'm probably going to. Oh, it's a bonus action anyway. Do I want to try and do this, or do I want to just take the stupid hit? No, you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna burn another Dissonant Whispers on him because I just don't care.
Okay.
Dissonant Whispers, we're safe.
That's a wisdom save of 10.
Oh, that's a fail. So he will tear. Oh no, wait. Dissonant Whispers doesn't do damage, does it? No, I'm looking at Mage Hand. Yes, it does. 3d6 again.
3d6,
and
right? Yeah.
Full damage this time as well because he didn't make the save.
Failed. Yeah.
Didn't get a good roll this time, man. I got a good roll on the one time it was saved. I just don't want that to happen. Oh, nice. 554. 14.
And then he needs to run away as well, correct?
He does. As his full movement reaction away from me, which I think also should give Quinoa a opportunity attack, right?
It does, but I'm debating saving my reaction just in case because I can mitigate damage.
Well, let me put it this way, guys. He has 1 HP.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to hit.
Oh man,
Roll the hit.
if I had done one more damage, I could have made his head explode like scanners.
That's a 20 to hit, and I assume to kill.
Yeah, I mean, it is impossible for you to not kill this flesh golem where it stands as it begins to move away. So
you just like.
Yeah.
Describe to me how you were slaying this flesh golem.
So as it's running, I'm gonna cut right into the Achilles tendon or whatever's left of that. So it kind of trips forward and kind of like falls under its own weight, and it's kind of like funny slapstick almost.
At this, I'm gonna pull my bird pipes out and just go.
Bravo.
I was going to make an Aaron Rodgers joke. That's way better.
Yeah, with that, this flesh golem is now also slain. It is taken out of combat, and you are all left in this space to lick your wounds.
The first thing that Salvaro is saying is, "I really told you guys we should have just left." I swear to God. Just clutching his chest like, ah. Hurt.
Hey, we had fun. We had some fun.
Had fun.
Yeah,
That's some fun.
yeah.
I'm missing
I'm gonna
another
say-
lung now, but
How about we take 5?
good
In,
idea.
in game terms, take a short rest.
Yeah, if you want to camp out here for an hour.
Yeah,
Sure. I feel like Salvaro might need to camp for a short hour to get his not breath back, but just
Sure,
to
yeah,
let the
so-
sort of, like,
We'll say for the point of expediency, the short rest takes about 20 minutes. You sit down, relax, lick your wounds. So go ahead and hit the short rest at the top of the screen. All the while that you've been having this rest, you do have a chance to look around a bit. So if I can have you guys also make either an investigation or a perception check for what you might be interested in, or if you're gonna like try to look for something specific.
I'll do perception. 8 on perception.
Okay.
I rolled an 18 plus 3, 21.
Perception.
Okay.
19 plus. Was it straight perception?
Perception
I
check.
know it's not perception sort of thing. So it's plus 2, so that's 21.
Okay, yeah. So, kind of the first one, Skara, you haven't been touched yet so far, so you were able to, look around while the others were taking care of themselves, healing themselves, and you kind of take a look. You get drawn in by this flesh golem now that it's no longer moving, and you from where it's fallen over forward, you maybe kick it and flip it over. As you flip it over, a glint of metal catches the eyes of Quinoa and Salvaro, as they're able to point out to you, kind of, you couldn't see it before in amongst its chest cavity, but there's a small metal key that has revealed itself in amongst the blood and guts.
Oh, we were going to need this if we tried to leave regardless, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, we know that now, but I feel like, I feel like you could have lucked your way first into that one, bud.
Yeah. Well, hey, we found a use for mage hands because I don't want to touch that, but you can pick it
No,
up.
when you're right, you're right.
I'm just going to pull an arrow out of my quiver and pick it out.
As he reaches to do that, I do want to use mage hand cantrip and just sort of pull the key out of the gross bits, because I was like, that's not gonna go well.
No worries at all. Yeah, so you're now able to get this key. So I know if one of you guys wants to physically write down that you've got a small metal key, just so that you're familiar, or add it to your inventory. I know that stuff can sometimes get lost in there, though.
Is there a way to just add custom things to your inventory in D&D Beyond, or is it just
there is literally an
add
option at the bottom
notes,
for
right?
other add custom item, so I can just put key we found in Golem or something.
So with that, you do some more exploring. You're able to leave this space. You go past the room with the creepy puppets, and what originally looked like a three-way branched path, you realize that one of the paths leads to the other doorway in this room you're in. So you're now down to just two options. Ahead of you, you've got a large hallway, at the front of which you see that there's a broom and dustpan leaning up against the wall. Then there's two levers on either side of this door. There's a blue lever that's in the up position and a red lever in the down position, and they're on either side of the door. And then you see, at the far end, at the far end of this hallway, it's a 10, 20, 30, it's a 35-foot hallway. At the far end, you see, that it opens out again into corridors.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the way up to your left.
Right, that's where the spooky, scary skeletons were, right?
This is a different hallway.
This is the next another crossroad.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the door with the levers, is the door open, or
yeah,
giant gate thing?
Yeah.
Open.
It's the door is open. It's a straight shot through. But there's just more happening here that you would very obviously notice, because who doesn't notice a giant blue and red lever?
I mean, I feel like I should turn. I would turn Salvaro turns to the other two. Is with the door open, there's no reason we would need to mess with those, right?
I mean,
I do not like how long there was a pause for there.
hear me out.
Well,
If there's
what-
a lever, you pull the lever.
I mean,
It's like
I
the
like-
makes a good
button,
point.
You just push it.
He makes a good point.
I feel like there's a gaping hole in my chest cavity that is from the last time that we had this exact discussion. You know what? I'm all for it, guys.
You want a
Ignore
healing
the
potion?
fact that I'm stepping backwards. What, sorry?
So I'll hand you a healing potion.
It's all good. I'm not that badly hurt. It's just my pride. But I'm just gonna go ahead and stay. I'm just gonna take a step back. Silvaro takes a step back from the levers. Like, you guys go ahead. I'm just gonna chill here. And he starts playing sort of the Price is Right theme tune on the bird pipes.
So you guys
Quietly,
are heading
very,
in?
very quietly.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'll step forward first. I'm the big
Okay.
meaty shield.
I'll let the tank go first.
Quinoa and Skara begin to step forward down this passageway. When you hear a loud, like, switch latch sound at the far end of the hall. With that, a heavy metal door drops down on either side of the hallway. Salvaro is standing outside this hallway.
Nope.
You heard that noise? He makes that with the bird pipes.
There's the doorways that have like glass panels in either side. So looking back, you can see Salvaro playing this music to you. Looking ahead down this passageway, you see that there's a zombie standing there, kind of watching to see what you do. Salvaro, what you see on your side as the blue switch on your side flips down in congruence with the door locking, the red switch flips up into the up position.
Right. I feel like I'm guessing from this description that I'm currently the only one who really has the options available to me here. Like, there's nothing.
I
There's
waved to the
also-
zombie.
Yeah, looking
Sorry.
ahead to this zombie, you do see that he's got a name tag on it that says Maurice. And
course he
it
does.
begins to slowly reach its hand up towards what you could assume would be another lever.
Okay, so I guess my first reaction would be to, like, I guess I should say, shout through the door, or not shout through, because speak through the door anyway. So you guys like, should I try and, like, do something with these? Because I don't like what's going on at the other end of this place.
Can we hear him, or is this like a soundproof?
Yeah, you can hear him.
I assume
No,
it's
okay.
the doorway,
you're
like the
definitely
zombie
able
one,
to
so-
communicate.
yeah.
You can hear like the low murmuring, like of the zombie on the other side as well.
Okay,
Do
well,
you guys want
if,
me to fiddle
if-
here, or?
if you don't flip a lever, the zombie might. So
Yeah, that seems fair. Okay, so my character is going to attempt to move the blue lever and the red lever at the same. How close are the levers actually?
They're like 10 feet apart. You'd only be able to do one or the other.
One at a time.
They're situated on either side of this big 10-foot wide hallway.
I feel like I don't have the time to sort of whack together some kind of rope contraption to sort of try and pull both at the same time. I guess
believes that?
I guess I will just try and get the blue one into position, back into the position it was in first, if possible.
Okay, as you reach for the blue lever and go to try to put it up, it's actually like jammed, locked in that state of being down.
So okay, so the blue one's not working. Do you want me to try the red one too? Just red's not usually a good color.
it might hurt, but
Hey, at least I
Hello.
asked you guys before doing something that put you in danger, and then he slams the other lever, like kicks it
You're gonna-
violently with his foot.
You're gonna flip the red lever down.
Yes.
Okay, so at that point, some of the features from the side of the hallway open up slightly as you have activated the crematorium.
Excellent.
Nice.
So we're going to go ahead and roll. Can I have you two who are inside the crematorium roll a dexterity save for me?
dexterity. I got
Just
a
click
16.
dexterity in D&D Beyond, right?
Yep.
The saving throws, yeah.
Oh yeah, dexterity saving throw.
9.
That's how you do that.
That's a lot. Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
Oh.
Oh God.
Is this gonna hurt?
So sorry, what were the saves that you guys got?
9.
16.
Okay, so neither of you make the dexterity saving throw. So you're both going to take 57 points of fire damage.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that puts me at a negative number.
I can imagine it would.
How much
Yep.
negative?
You said 57?
Yeah.
Negative 12. No.
Okay.
21.
Negative 17.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, so that you guys are, definitely well into the negative.
Right.
And with that, you guys are smoked, ashen, burned, drop to the ground, immediately in the negatives. And then after a few moments, let me just double check to make sure that nothing else happens.
I feel like maybe the levers weren't the right choice.
Yeah, so you take that from what your party member has done, and then Maurice, who is still reaching for the red lever on his side, fires it again.
Nice.
Interesting.
So we were boned either way.
Hey.
I
mean, that one's from Beyond the Grave, but I'm writing that one down as well, actually.
So, with another 46 points of damage, that means that you are both deceased. That's you've moved into negative your max HP. So that is it, and that leaves now a shut and locked doorway with Salvaro. What would you like to do in this moment?
That's a great question.
One other way you can head.
Just gonna curl in the fetal position.
I guess the first thing I'm doing is I've not looked over. I'm looking like sort of over the sort of lip of the door and being like, this is why I talked to you guys first. What the fuck? And then it's just like, after collecting himself for a few minutes, he's just gonna very cautiously, now that he's all alone, like go the other way that wasn't flaming zombie death.
Okay. So you head up and you find yourself in a brightly lit room. You see that there are 6 mortuary stretchers as well as drawers in the walls that are where they would house cadavers. At this moment, you see that of these 6 drawers in the wall, all of them are closed except one. But then at the far end of this room, there's one more drawer that there's like a bit of a tapping noise coming from.
Okay. Can I tell if there's any sort of like, it's relatively rhythmic, I'm guessing, but is this tapping like a steady sort of rhythm, or is it like Morse code? I can't tell. Is this like something tapping on purpose, or like is there intent behind the noise, or is it just?
Yeah. There's intent of something that is inside that does not want to be inside.
Right. I guess so. Can I have a good look around? I've had a good look around the room. Presumably, there's no one else, as far as I can tell, alive in the room with me beyond whatever is inside that drawer. As far as I can tell.
Correct.
Okay. Any other entrances or exits? Nothing. It's just the room door I came in from so far.
It's the door you came in. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go up and tap on the door that is tapping at me and see if it elicits any kind of response.
Okay. Yeah. You hear the continued tapping back. And this is a very it's like a slide down door you can slide out kind of thing.
Okay, can I open the door in such a way that I'm sort of like sort of prepared to jump back if anything looks like it's going to try and like leap at me. So I'm like prepared for. I had a bad day, so I'm like really on edge right now. You know, like I'm really just like this. I mean, after the last one, I just don't know if I'm ready for this anymore. Sort of, you know, that kind of thing.
So you flip it down, and immediately there's the sheet, and there's a like scaled talon foot that has been tapping at the base of this drawer. That as the door opens, this creature is able to slide itself back. Rutledge, can I have you describe your character for me?
Burnt to a crisp.
No, the other one.
Yes.
So Skara, parentheses multiverse, is a lizard folk fighter. Loves himself a good two-handed weapon, and doesn't really have a decent backstory past that.
And
he's just a lizard guy vibing, you know?
As this lizard guy has also regained breath, regained feeling, regained life, and is sitting up and finding himself in this morgue. For you, Salvara, you probably notice that there are a few facial features or tics that are slightly reminiscent of someone that you just saw perish. And in fact, Skara, as you think back, you know, trying to figure out why you're here, you have images of you as a hatchling in your cave, but then you've also got these other memories of a human village and a vision of a closing what's going on?
I was about to ask, is that just me?
Yeah, I know.
Everyone started disappearing and reappearing in random orders for a moment there.
Immediate technical difficulty there for a second.
That had to have been
And
a
we're
ninja
back.
issue.
Yeah, I think we're back.
Okay, cool.
Is it still live on Twitch?
Yes.
Okay.
We're still good.
You also have a faint memory of being in a hallway with metal doors slamming shut at either side before red fire and then nothing.
Yeah.
So
Lizard folks just vibing.
yeah, so you're now face to face with this character that looks a little bit like, a little not like, in the same that Skara, the lizard folk, is a little bit familiar, but kind of not, with Salvaro as well.
So I was going to look down at Salvaro. Just looks down and is like, "You got an elf cousin?" Because if so, I have some bad news for you.
Oops.
I mean, I'm still figuring out what the hell just happened.
He's just stunned silence, basically, is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
And it's at that point from another metal Guernsey in the back.
Oh no. It happened again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
didn't change anything for. Oh, what the?
oh no.
Multiversal
Hello.
glitch.
Yeah, this is the multiverse breaking into our video.
We tried to keep it out for so long.
It was mentioned as part of the pre-story for this that there's glitching. So like,
well, here it is.
I don't know if this is technical difficulties or if Stretch is messing with things.
I mean,
No,
of all of us, Stretch
really
is the most
going
method. So
we're all good again.
Okay,
now.
cool. Well, we'll just continue with it. But at this time as well, sitting up from a Guernsey, again with the cloth over his face, Quinoa, this time I assume a little bit more beefier.
It's quinoa, actually.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Oh, I didn't even register what was happening until I was like already into the joke. Oh my god. You funny fucker.
Well played, sir.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Oh wow,
Well,
you
I
were
don't
waiting.
know how I didn't know
You
that
were
was coming.
waiting the
It
whole
really was.
game. You were like, I'm waiting for the point where this happens.
So, Quinoa, as you sit up, what is different about this multiversal variant of your character?
So I am now a human barbarian. Escaped from a circus. So I've got a jester costume on, but I'm very powerful. And I'm like a performer, and kind of similar to the bard, where I have a little bit of performer background, but I'm absolutely terrible at it because I am a barbarian. Very not that intelligent, but I like to think that I'm fun.
So, you're now all back together again, not quite sure what happened, but also, like, for those two who have been replaced by their multiversal variants, you have some semblance of those memories. You still regain your own memories, and perhaps there's even a third level of confusing memories layered in there that you really get this sense that something is not right with you. But you're back together as a group now in this morgue.
I have the strangest feeling of deja vu. I don't.
Yeah,
That's just what my character's saying. As he looks at the other two, just like, what the? I swear to God, I just got through doing this.
Have we met?
I mean, I don't want to say yes, but again, if you have a cousin that looks very similar to you, but just is a completely different race, however that works, then I may have some bad news for you.
Now the last thing I remember is there was a dark corridor and lots of fire.
Oh, yeah, no, it probably is you guys then. Yeah, we have some history. Let's say history. I think just for future reference going forward, I'm leaving all like critical decisions about pulling levers for you guys. Don't ask any more questions about that. You probably don't want to know.
Fair.
So, if I can get a perception check from everyone just to get a better idea of surveying the room as we have now reconvened as a group.
Ooh,
7.
23.
6.
Okay. So as Salvaro and Skara are kind of, looking at each other, figuring out what's going on, trying to compare memories, Quinoa, you look around the room and you see, as well as, there was the drawer that Skara emerged from, but then there are also 4 other drawers in this place that are all currently closed. There is no exit. There's no other exit or entrance from the one that Salvaro came from. So if you'd like to do some investigating.
Do you think there are more of us in there?
Hey, I was kind of wondering, I found you two in there and you guys just died. I'm just wondering if I open one of these drawers, am I going to come face to face with a weird version of myself?
I wonder if you need to die first to find out.
I mean, if that's the case, I feel like I have the base covered.
Fair.
Just like, just looks at himself with the sort of glowing eyes and the blue skin and is like, I feel pretty dead about this. So,
Did you say you're dead? Sure.
oh god damn it, he writes that one down as well. It's like if someone's dead Shorjo, right? You guys are great. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm glad you're back.
I want to open up another one of the morgue, like just another drawer. Just one that has
Okay. Can I have you roll a D4 for me?
D4. 2.
Okay. So you open this drawer and look in, and you see that there's a zombie there wearing a similar looking outfit to Maurice, complete with name tag. This one says Jennifer on it, and the zombie kind of like looks down and lets out a and then like goes to cover its eyes from the light that you were letting in.
I think it's sleepy. We should just close the drawer.
It's
napping.
I just push it right back in.
Okay, yeah. Yep. The zombie slides back in. Maybe in like a little bit of a moan, you hear like a bit of a as it goes back to rest. Doing a quick sweep through the other ones, you find that there are similar light averse zombies in 2 of them, and then one of them you go to pull, but this one is in fact locked with a small keyhole on it.
Hey, wait a minute. Luckily, I, the one who was not burnt alive several minutes ago, was the only one who has a key, and I pulled the small key we got from the golem out. Let's try this.
Okay.
Does it even kind
Yeah,
of
you're
look like
able
it's going
to-
to fit at first, I guess?
Yeah, you're able to slide the key in and unlock it and open it up. Pulling out this one in a very like Resident Evil fashion. It's like you pull out the drawer, but there's a jeweled goblet worth 100 gold pieces, a manifesto of the mortician's philosophies, and also there is a spell scroll. But I don't think that anyone is a cleric or a wizard, so it's just a spell scroll.
As far as we know, I'm gonna
just some paper.
Look, I know you guys. I don't know how magically inclined either of you two are, but I'm not touching that one with the 10-foot pole.
People say my performances are magical.
Do they? Do they actually? Because I've told people that before, and I was definitely lying.
Oh, let me do some vocal warm-ups first. Red lever, yellow lever. Red, yellow, leather, lever. That's weird.
Okay, I think we might need to move on. We're gonna be here all day. Let's get through this.
So, returning back to where you came, the way you originally found it, the blue lever is up, red lever is down. You don't get an idea of anything on the other side of the door this time, on like the other side of the hallway this time. That being said, looking in this hallway, you do see the charred remains of your other bodies.
I don't know if either of them make a step to go into the corridor, but I'm just like, no, 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 no,
no.
So at this point, you know that this is the only way forward.
Okay.
Like, we should definitely
we were
take
half right. We just did it wrong.
We should take like a second here and really try and, think this one out.
Are the doors?
Are there rocks
up
or
now,
anything?
right?
Yep, the doors are up. Everything.
Are both ends open? Yep,
both ends are open.
When do we remember? Out of curiosity, when they went in through and set the trap previously, did I notice? Could I recall vaguely how quick it went from they step in to, is there an indication of how fast the trap springs or?
Roll intelligence for me.
Ooh, straight intelligence. Okay. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Ooh, that's a 3.
Okay.
No,
you don't quite remember. You maybe had your eyes shut as they walked in because you weren't sure what was going on, so you're not 100% sure. For the other two who were in the hallway who watched it drop, faint memory does return to you that this wasn't like an automatic mechanism. There was the zombie there that you assume flipped the switch on the other side.
Okay.
I yell, "Hey, Maurice!"
This is like a zombie head kind of pokes its head out from the side from the other way.
yeah, you over there.
Come here. Come here.
Roll persuasion.
Which one of us is the question? Who's got the best persuasion?
You can both do it, or one of you can do it with advantage.
I have a +7, so
go for it.
Yeah,
Silver Tongue is pretty much my entire shtick. So, are we doing just me with advantage?
You with advantage, yeah.
That's a nat 20.
And begins to move forward with a pretty good pace. It seems like he's a diligent and attentive worker and very good at what they do. And
don't humanize this zombie.
Fantastic news! I am pulling the blue lever and then the red lever.
The moment
we're not in it, right? Yeah, immediately. As soon as he's in the trap, as soon as he's in the trap, I am pulling first the blue one and then the red one.
The doors come down and you let fly. if you would like to have the satisfaction
Sayonara,
of
motherfucker.
rolling 8d10
Yes, I would,
fire
because I have
damage,
an entire pack of character rolling dice here, and I'm going to enjoy the absolute shit out of it. Also, as this is happening, I turn to the other two and go, "This is pretty much exactly what happened to you two." Just so you, in case you didn't remember, you know, I was like, it was like this, but imagine more screaming and like being actually alive first. So how many was it? 8? Did you say?
8d10.
Oh, D10. Those are D6s. I just realised. Oh god, yeah, I'm gonna do. I'll use D&D Beyond for this. That seems easier.
God, I just imagine your whole screen is just like done.
Yeah, pretty much. That's 60.
Okay, so this guy has 22 hit points. So it's like
And I'm guessing he's
it's
not
like-
particularly dexterous either, eh?
it's like, you know, when you're watching like those like visual FX breakdowns where they show like a skeleton movie and then they put the muscle over it and then they put the skin on it. It's like that, but backwards. That is just like layers peeling away. He gets absolutely scorched. Maurice drops down. All that's left is a pile of dust with a smoldering, bubbling name tag that remains of poor Maurice.
Oh.
Now, you do go to like flip the blue lever again to open the doors, but nothing happens. After about another 45 seconds, of its own accord, everything resets and the doors open up.
Nice.
I then yell down the hallway, "Hey Jennifer!"
How
Maybe she
loudly do
she
you
locked in
yell
a
this?
drawer as well.
I'd say pretty loud, like barbarian yell loud.
Okay. She does not hear you from the other hallway. And there is no other Jennifer that responds to this.
Yeah, so like I was saying, with that, if we like just whistle as well, just a few times, just a few different sort of noises vaguely to just be 100% sure there's no one else.
Yeah, nothing comes.
Cool. Can I also make the suggestion, chaps, that we sort of sweep some of that dust out of the way and make sure we're not about to walk over a pressure plate? Now, don't get me wrong, I know we took out the zombie, but I was right last time, and you guys got to die. Not saying that means you should listen to me.
I will let you know that no matter what you roll, you will not find a pressure plate because there is not any in this hallway.
Okay, cool. Well, that's fine. We just take the out of character short route. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna like full sprint.
Yeah,
through the hallway.
Yes,
same.
just yeet through.
It's like no. Just
make it through somewhat anticlimactically. You know, there was no like slide at the other end and like grab the hat from underneath the slowly falling door. You make it through. You're a bit puffed, but you're there. And what you now have in front of you is a whole new set of sights. So I'll let you know immediately in front of you there is a doorway, and on the front of the doorway it reads records room. To your left, you see that a hallway, like a passage hallway, continues. There's another door that way, and then immediately in front of you, quite strangely, the floor changes from that same mosaic cobblestone to snow as it expands out into a room, and you see a tree there. And then to your right, there is also another double door.
I don't trust anything at this point.
So you've got
you guys did die.
door to the right, door to the
smart
left,
move, frankly.
snow and tree, or records room.
Are both double doors like the same? They look like pretty much the exact same door or whatever.
Well, one of them says records. Yeah, the one on the right and the one on the left both. Actually, the one on the left would have a symbol showing a bowl and a cup on it.
Right, gonna guess some kind of canteen or something. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, bowl and a cup. That seems pretty food based, right?
It seems foodie, yeah.
You guys hungry, or should we try a different door? Does coming back to life make you guys feel hungry? I don't know. I don't think I need to eat anymore. I'm still figuring that one out.
You know, I do smell the nice scent of like barbecued meats.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
considering what we've come across so far, though, there's not a guarantee that we won't be one of the meats that's being barbecued. You know.
Actually, if you are taking the time to like maybe smell at the door, you do actually smell some really delicious flavors. At the moment, it's like a lot of interesting and competing flavors and smells, but it does smell very good.
Mm.
We just came from a morgue.
People
and-
have to
I mean,
eat.
people
Technically,
have
you're
to eat in
still
the morgue,
in the
sure.
mortuary.
I mean, yeah.
See, I'm weirded out by this, but
I will say that it is also a bit
also-
unusual. Most of the staff have been undead so far.
true.
Yeah.
Like, do they need to eat either?
Hmm.
I feel like this is some kind of trick, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel like we don't need to go there yet. I am curious about the tree.
Okay. Yeah, as you edge further forwards, your footsteps change from like leather on stone to that like soft crunch of fresh fallen snow. Kind of the regular level of like echoing off stone walls falls away as the sound is dampened. You see that it's an indoor grove of icy brambles. There's carcasses in amongst the snow at various levels of decomposure, carcasses worn by time, partially buried in this sleet and ice. There's a skeletal black-barked tree looming in the far back of the orchard, like 20 feet away from you. And its branches bear a single fruit as well. It looks like an apple, but it's like bone white in color. You also see that there are 3 spindly dryads that are kind of slowly moving around this space, paying no mind to you at all, but like every now and then they'll approach a differently decayed corpse and like touch it and like check it, and then we'll move on to it next.
Hmm.
I ain't touching that fruit.
Nope.
Do any of the corpses have a name tag?
No name tags. You do spot maybe 1 or 2 toe tags.
Ah, so they're like corpses.
Savaro is backing away.
Yeah.
I'm not standing. I am backing away. I'm not standing on the snow. I'm not going near the dryads. I'm like, guys, I don't wish to sound like a broken record. Not that we know what one of those is, but I just don't.
Mm,
Dancing dryads, corpses with toe tags. I'm just saying that could be us in about 2.5 minutes.
yeah. I say maybe we just do a
Records room.
big circle and see if there's any broken records in the record.
Hey, that's first of all, stop stealing my jokes now. Okay, I'm supposed to steal yours. Second of all, that's not a bad idea. I remember very little about who I am and what I'm like outside
I'm
of
getting very like Gilderoy Lockhart vibes from Salvaro in the number of like openly stolen jokes there is versus the number that they have made. That I think is
Oh yeah, I
really
told you
fun.
he's just not very good. Like for whatever reason, he's not a good comedic performer, but he just keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have so you've got this snow field in front of you that it sounds like everyone is backing away from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just because like the records room is like between where we entered, or no, the tree is between where we entered and the records room, right?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's all close enough to get to.
Yeah.
You're peeping your head. So where are we planning on going next?
Records room.
Yeah, we want to check out the record room. Although again, it's a proper door this time, right? It's not just an open corridor into a record room.
Correct.
Yeah, so again, kind of put my ear to the door before we like mess around with it, trying to open it or anything.
Probably a good idea.
Always.
So you hear some slight muttering to oneself. Again, it will let you know that there's something in this room, but what that is, you can't really say for certain.
So again, I'll by default report back to everyone else. feel like the muttering could be an issue, but I feel like we dealt with the last guy who was muttering to himself in a room relatively well.
Yeah.
I mean, and he had a giant zombie. If this is a records room, I can't imagine they're having that kind of help because, you know, how helpful is a giant zombie going to be in a records room?
That is true. I mean,
Shall we?
Should we knock?
It
It's
feels
only
incredibly polite, but not necessarily the correct move. Most of the things we meet try to kill us, and I feel like announcing ourselves is just giving them a chance to get ready.
I love that the barbarian path of the berserker has just said, "Should we knock?"
Once I'm angry, then it goes. But before that, you
okay.
know.
Is that why you've got the whole like
Real
barbarian in a
genocide situation.
And also, to be fair, this is a Path of the Berserker barbarian named Quinoa. I feel it is a little bit
you changed the name.
I mean, that's just how you know that like this barbarian hasn't just gotten where they've gotten through like hitting shit
Gratuitous
hard,
murder.
but like properly checking the level of macros in their meals between very specific workouts to like ensure
very
that
fastidious
muscle groups are getting targeted.
Yeah. It's very intentional.
Is this door got a keyhole as well, or is it just a like wooden door with a normal latch?
It's just a wooden 5 foot wide door.
So there's no like hole that's obvious for me to like look through without opening it.
Unfortunately not.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the suggestion of knocking, but I feel like maybe just trying to very quietly open the door and see what's inside first would probably be safer.
Right.
And this is coming from one of the three of us who hasn't died recently.
Yeah, well,
go ahead and roll stealth.
Yeah, go for it.
If I can move all of the other dice out of my dice tower. Oh, that's not good. Should have rolled with D&D Beyond instead. 5 + 3, 8.
Okay. So you poke your head in and you see that in the center of this room, about 20 feet deep, 60 feet wide, 60, 70 feet wide, there's a table in the center with a large ornate chair that's facing the door, and there is a floating feline skull with glowing green gemstone eyes hovering above this desk. Deep in thought, the skull has a black fountain pen in its ink-stained bony fangs, and a sea of crumpled papers is strewn throughout the chamber. And then there's also a whole bunch of dusty scrolls in pigeonholes along the entire circumference of the room. Well, all the walls of the room.
All walls covered in scrolls.
And as it's, and then if you need a rhyme for silver or orange. Oh, are you here to help with my work? Yes, you by the door. Yes, I can see you.
Which one?
I think me, because I failed the self-test. So basically what I'm imagining is I went, and just stuck my head out after like a massively out of creek. Yes. If I say no, will you be angry with me? Because I'll be honest with you, Mr. Giant Cat Head, I was literally just looking around. I'm a new hire.
If you're, it's always the new hires they send me. Christ, management here is the worst. If you're not here to help me, then you can leave. But if you're here to help, then I need help. I'm trying to create an epitaph for a Doomguard who drowned in the bathhouse yesterday, and I just can't come up with something to truly gauge the lament that those who cared about him feel in this moment.
So you're writing an obituary.
You brought friends. Excellent. Everyone in, please. I don't bite.
Okay, yeah, I was like, help pull you guys in, I guess now.
All right.
Yes, excellent. Oh, they find some interesting ones on the streets nowadays, don't they? Christ. Oh, gods.
You have to modify that on there, right?
So you're here to help. Excellent.
Sure.
Yeah.
With what?
How can we help?
We're writing an epitaph today.
Sounds like a
yes.
a
I
job
told
for
you.
the
So
bard.
this was a Doomguard who died. He drowned in a bathhouse. It's it's not the greatest, but yeah.
Huh. So, and you're writing this epitaph for his family to mourn him with, presumably.
Yes, yes. As he's just been one of our newest visitors here here at the mortuary. So if anyone does want to try to help him,
Yeah.
then I'd have you make a either persuasion or performance check.
Now, give me 1 second, because I actually have a thing here that might be helpful to me, but I need to double check that first. Where is
Sure
it?
thing. Would anyone else like to try in the moment?
I'm trying to think of what I would. What so it's an epitaph for someone who died in the bathhouse. Bathhouse.
Yes.
I offer this. He died as he lived, clean.
There you go. Wow, that is definitely awful.
Interesting. Roll performance or persuasion on that.
Both are bad.
Okay.
So persuasion 8.
Okay. Yeah, with that, well, he is a member of the Doom Guard. I mean, I know that people in Sigil generally have pretty all right hygiene, but I don't think that this is quite going to meet what we want.
So I was looking at my feature. The feature I was looking at was Silver Tongue, but I think that all it seems to do is if I do a charisma persuasion check, any d20 roll of a 9 or lower counts as a 10, so I get a baseline. That doesn't really help me do good rolls. What do I get about performance persuasion? They're both +7. So you know what? I'm going. Wait, is that a terrible idea? I was about to say I'll pull out my instrument and sort of try and on the spot, on the fly, compose a.
So anyway, here's Wonderwall.
yeah, but like on bird pipes, it's like tiny little pan flute, basically a tiny pan flute that sounds like birds. And I'm going to roll a performance check and try and I'm going to blow him away with a beautiful bird composition that is like, what is it? The interpretive dance of music, and is like just paints this beautiful picture of this dude who died basically in a toilet. Oh, that's not good. That's 3 + 7, 10.
10.
Okay, yeah, with that, it's like, you're useless. All of you are just, you know what? Just
the most worst.
Just leave, all of you, right now. Just, you're useless. You're not helping me at all. Just be gone.
Bugger.
Okay, deuces.
Wait a minute.
Can I offer you a Chat GPT obituary?
Can I offer you a DC 19 Constitution saving throw, Rutledge?
DC 19. Oh, buddy.
You are a fighter now.
17.
Okay.
I completely
that's
forgot.
Pretty good. So the demi-lich, this feline skull, lifts up as its eyes glow bright greens. I will have no part in Chat GPT. And you're going to take 21 points of necrotic damage.
Nice.
Oof.
As you are shooed out of the room, and then the door slams shut behind, leaving you back out in the hallway that you came from.
I love that.
Are you still alive? Again?
Yeah.
I was just checking.
Yeah. How alive are you?
Rutt has relabeled his characters to Skara parentheses big dead burnt and Skara parentheses alive for now.
I mean, at the rate we're pissing off all powerful magical creatures, I thought when he was like, we need to compose a thing, I was like, you know what? My weirdly chosen skill set is finally going to come into its own, and did it fuckery. And I forgot about the fact that I'm lucky, so I could have literally re-rolled that.
Well, hey, it's
all knowledge from a past life. Could have plus a d6 to it.
I forgot about Colossus Slayer for about 25 minutes.
And to be fair, Salvaro, it's hard to compose when you are decomposed.
Yeah, he's doing that one too. That's going in the list. That's on the list. It's like, we should hang out more. I like your material.
So at this point, what you're left with is this hallway that continues and turns around the bend. The room that you sensed was some kind of like a kitchen or a food hall, and then the unmarked door.
guess.
Can we feel? Is there like a massive temperature difference, or any of our senses, touch, smell, sound, from the one door we haven't already tried? What kind of sensory information do we actually get from it?
Roll investigation.
It's 12 plus 1, 13.
Okay. With a 13, as you approach the door that you have not opened, it honestly, if you'd gotten a 5, you would have been able to smell the decay, the gag-worthy stench of decay that is coming. Even you, with your like deadened senses, deadened nose, you're getting close, and you're like, whoa, like this is something died. Some things died on the
Many
other
things.
side of this.
So yeah,
With my
again,
tongue in the
report that
air, I'm
back.
gonna back away.
Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna go ahead and say we avoid stench room and maybe just continue down the hallway. Our options seem to be devil cat, dryad, mysterious cookery that's happening for basically no reason as far as we can tell. So anyone else got any suggestions beyond that? I mean, hell, if you want to check out Stink Door, don't let me stop you, but I'm definitely not going through there.
Yeah, no, I'm good. So I guess, yeah, is all that's left like the food place we haven't checked, or just continuing down the hallway?
A tree.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think I vote for the kitchen.
All right, let's go.
I agree with the vote, but I'm walking 5 feet behind everyone else.
It's fine.
So you open this door, and the vibes that this room gives off are so far incredibly different from everything that you have experienced so far in this place. You see an ornate chandelier hanging over a lavish dining hall. There's 10 empty high-backed chairs with beautiful decorative cushions placed in alternating colors, sitting before several platters, like silver platters, with the lid on. Kind of right in front of you, rising up from the ground, comes a very smartly dressed ghostly butler, in like full tails, a silver like mustache that like continues far down, a nice comb over, probably got like a monocle or something. In his hand, he holds a ruby red, a glass decanter with ruby red wine. He speaks to you in a slow, deliberate voice, and he says, "Dinner is served. Please, come in." And he's going to move over to 3 of the places and begin pouring this red wine into the goblets.
Did you guys order anything?
I mean, I feel like that's not even necessarily the most pertinent question, but at the same time, every time we don't do what these guys ask, they get pissed. So we might want to just go and sit down. Don't drink or eat anything immediately. Let's just see how this shakes out, right? Maybe not everything here will be like a dreadful fuck up.
All right, I go to a seat.
Yep, me too.
Okay, you all sit down, and at that point there are ghostly hands that appear and remove the lids of the platters in front of you. And now I'd like to ask all of you, what is your character's favorite food, favorite prepared meal? Is it something that they used to love that their mother made for them, or maybe for a traveling bard, a meal that you could get at like that one tavern along the way that you would go a days out of travel just to make sure that you got there to have that food? What was that for you?
For quinoa, it's a prepared salad that targets all the macros. So there's some good tofu for protein. I got some ancient grains in there, some chia seeds.
What kind of grains have you got in there, bud?
Wheat.
I feel like ancient grains in D&D implies, like in the same way that you have like an ancient dragon, Like there'd be some kind of like extra beneficial properties to an ancient grain.
Yeah, these are like level 20 grains.
Pretty up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell of a con save just to digest them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you look upon this masterfully prepared meal. You know, you're one for like home cooking and meal prep to make sure that like you've always got what you need in whatever the equivalent of a fridge is for a barbarian. And you think like, damn, this is not only as like how I make it, but it is like better. The rest of you.
I mean, I'm going to say that my meal is probably a relatively simple sort of, but really simple, but really well put together, just kind of road sandwich. So we're talking like probably like just really nice crusty bread, bit of sort of deep but rich meat and gravy, things like that. And it's like from this one place in a city, a nameless city, because Planescape names that too. Well, I mean, technically, because of the sort of the like background features I chose, I would have gone for Baldur's Gate, but I don't really want to. With my memory supposed to be being spotty because I'm undead or whatever, I don't really feel like I should be pulling names out of it that easily. So a city, and it was just this one, yeah, like sandwich place that was always great when he was doing like a gig and he just got booed off stage again or whatever.
Excellent. And then for our fine lizard friend,
flies.
Oh, I think you're muted.
Whoops. I'm just a simple lizard that likes meat, and more meat. So just a nicely roasted haunch of something.
Excellent. Yeah. So these meals are in front of you just as you would have prepared them, but masterfully prepared. And after pouring wine for you all, the hands disappear and the ghostly butler, you know, it looks like his descending stairs and he just fades into the floor, leaving you all alone in this room.
Can we like check out the food, right?
Yeah, are there utensils? Can I like poke the salad with a fork?
Yeah, all of this is beautifully laid out with like full dinner set, multiple forks and spoons and knives and anything that you could need to eat in the way that you want to eat. It's there and readily available. All like heavy silver too. Like you know that this is quality shit. Yeah, you're able to poke the salad and you prod through with a fork as you would with any other salad.
And so like similar story on the other meals, is it as well? Like we can like poke through them. They all and like they resemble the ones that we sort of imagine them exactly, basically.
They look. You do like the TikTok influencer level of like knife scrape over the crusty bread, and it sounds like it sounds so fucking good. It smells wonderful. It's good, guys. This is some good.
Guys, I really don't trust this, but this sandwich look good.
I guess if I have proficiency in medicine, can I double check that it's not poisoned?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Let's find out. 6. What a horrible roll.
What a bad check. Yeah.
So you're not entirely sure. You know that there's a variety of different, like, you know, if you're specifically searching for poison, you know that there are a variety of different poisons that can show up in different ways. Some can be very natural, some can be very chemical. And, you know, you do a few tests that you're aware of, but nothing comes up to indicate that this is poisoned according to those tests.
Well,
can I make like one brief arcana check on them to make sure there's nothing like magical? They're not like magically conjured or something. There's not a spell on them as far as I can tell. Not the nature of it. We do.
Yeah, sure. Like
my 2 new friends just died today, and then I had to meet them again. So, that's 18 plus 1's 19.
Okay. Nothing about this seems like it is arcana driven in the way of like an illusion or messing with your senses. Even like this is the real smell.
Savara just straight up bites into the sandwich.
Okay.
I have resistance to poison, so I'm willing to take the bullet on this one.
Okay. Yeah, you bite into it and it's delicious. You sit there and you chew. It's got a good mouth feel. Maybe there's like a little bit of like a spicy Dijon kind of thing going on that you weren't able to tell at first, but it's like, ooh, that's pretty good.
Getting me hungry now. I don't know about the playing the rest of this. I'm going to make a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's good.
Either of you guys doing anything?
I will hork mine down.
Okay.
I take
Scrappy.
a sip of the wine.
Okay.
Wine?
Sure.
I feel like I should have taken first again, but whatever. Let's hope this isn't poisoned also.
So for those of you that ate the meals, can I have you make a Constitution saving throw?
Tell me, is this a poison-based con save?
It is poison-based. Yes.
In which case, I will have advantage on it because of my deathless nature.
Okay.
So one of those was a natty 1. That's 12 plus my con save is 2, so 14.
Okay, 14. And you, Rut?
10.
10? Okay, you're both going to take 25 points of poison damage.
I actually will take 12 and a half.
Yeah,
12. 12, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I'm dead again.
Okay, so you drop. It's like the ferocity of like a lizard tucking into its meal, and then you're just down. Like, that comedic style where you, like, if someone was to lift your head up, you've got like half a steak that slowly peels off your face.
Yeah.
Oh my god! How much damage did it do? Did it just straight up like kill you, or are you doing death saves?
Death saves.
Death saves. Okay.
So if either of you would like to, you can take steps to stabilize.
Sure, I guess I could just use my healing word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cast healing word and stop the lizard man from dying.
Nice.
Okay.
1d4 plus my ability modifier. I'll roll it in D&D Beyond. I can't be asked to search for the D4 because it went on the floor a while ago. So that's 2 plus 3, 5 health back to Rut. Or
so you regain 5 points of 5 points. Scar.
Scara, thank you.
So with that, you regain 5 points of health. The wine was actually quite lovely. Nothing was inherently wrong with that at all. But having watched one person, begin to hork up their sandwich and the friend drop dead, you get an inkling that you probably shouldn't tuck into your salad.
Yeah, I won't. But the wine, can I learn? Is this like a Syrah? We talking a Cabernet Sauvignon?
But I mean, bougie barbarian.
Fucking yeah, dude, what the hell? It's like, sorry, is this prosecco? Because if not, I'm not drinking it.
It's whatever wine is to the preferred palate of quinoa.
Yes. Well, it is the color of the blood of my enemies, which I do appreciate. How are you two doing?
I'm hanging on by a thread over here, buddy.
I feel like maybe we should take some steps to rectify the poor decision making we've shown till now.
Yeah.
I'd also like to remind
designed to kill us.
I'd also like to remind Rut at this point that he has 4 potions of healing in his inventory.
Yeah. I'd like to use one of those. Thank you.
Okay.
You mix yourself like
we had 250 gold, and I immediately bought healing potions.
See, that probably would have been smart. I
was like, I'm probably gonna get kicked off a roof again. No, I'm gonna get burnt to a crisp and then poisoned.
Yes.
That was wild.
Unreal.
I'm so glad that at least one of us was smart enough to not eat.
So at this point ahead of you, assuming that you will not try to eat any more food in this room, you've got the continued winding hallway and the room that smells like literally death.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that we may want to play it a little safer after that.
Come on. What? Come on. What's another couple hits?
It's another death.
Me and the lizard stand behind you this time. You got a shield, right? Actually, wait, no, that was the last guy. Fuck. What do you do? What do you do again?
No, I'm a barbarian. I have a big sword. Our lizard man has the. Do you have a shield? What kind of fighter are you?
No, I'm two-handed.
Oh.
Big old broadsword.
So wait, two tough guys and a bard walk into a fucking kitchen.
But I have a higher AC than you do.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm feeling like is the decay smell, is that a red herring? You know what I mean? Is that the
Well,
way
do you
out?
think that the city outside actually just
We're
fucking
just
smells
pieces of
garbage.
shit.
So it's like
smells like a parking garage near the Cubs stadium.
Mm. Local humor.
Good local humor. That's going to be the first joke this session that Salvaro doesn't steal.
yeah, pretty much. So I was just like, he laughed, but he did not get it.
Oh boy.
I was like, haha.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm getting a sense from the group that we just want to go down the winding hallway and avoid
I
the
feel
death stench.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of have the same inkling that it could be a trick, and that actually is just a stinky city outside. But
Yeah.
like, also every previous time we've walked through a door, something has done an insane amount of damage and pain to us all. So like,
It's true.
you know, as you say, trust issues.
Yes.
I'm gonna go up to the stinky room and kick it open, kick the door open. It's like fucking.
I'm still standing by the kitchen. I have not joined in
Sure,
that
yeah.
fucking escapade. I'm like,
It's your
You
Margaret.
kick open this door, and immediately across from you is a large metal chute that's set into the wall of this foul smelling chamber. It's like with fire in a room, like once it gets more oxygen and it has like a backburn kind of thing. I forget what the actual term for that is.
backflash, isn't it?
Yeah,
Draft.
but
Backdraft.
backdraft, that's it. But the rotten stench just pushes out of this space. Even for you guys standing further back, it's like it's hard to breathe. It smells so rancid.
Luckily, I don't need to breathe.
That's true. There are grisly puddles splattered all over the floors, and a overturned cart that is like overflowing and has spilled out corpses. And that is what you immediately see in this room.
Do we take the slide?
I mean, there's a cart right there. I'm not saying that we should flip it back right way up, but get in it and just go for it. But like, maybe.
I look back to
it's like a chute coming into this room.
Oh,
Oh,
into and
into
out of
and
it.
out.
Okay.
Well, that's
yeah.
not
Okay,
fun.
shame. Well, we could try and climb back up the chute.
well, now we
was
know
that-
we need to go up.
Probably slippery with blood.
I
minute.
look back to the.
Almost on command, you hear a goom 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 boom, boom, as a corpse falls out of this chute and hits the ground, and it like contorts and bounces unnaturally as it hits the ground and falls just short of the tunnel in front of it, the chute.
Well, I'm gonna close the door.
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, you close the door.
So
and
on the
continue
bus
on your merry
side,
way.
we have information now. Up.
We do.
Up is
Up.
good.
Up,
Up good.
Okay.
All right. Winding hallway.
Winding hallway.
Yeah, so you head out to the winding hallway. You walk past the record room and you take a right before you get to the snow room, the room filled with the decaying corpses, and you continue along until you get to another T junction. Looking down to your right, you see that there's a large iron gate, but to your left you see a stairway heading up.
Up
It
is
sounds
good.
like a sign. Up is good. We should go.
is good.
Okay.
I
We
agree.
learned.
Okay, everyone be on the
So-
lookout for those little step traps where it becomes a slide instead of stairs. I've heard those things. The things are pretty bad. So,
Scooby-Doo shit
Roll
right here.
investigation.
Oh god.
shit. Fucking 5. Plus 1, 6.
18.
Okay, 6.
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah, so you keep an eye out for these as you head up. You take these steps up to what is a singular, smaller room with a double door in front of you. Opening the door and stepping out you emerge from the mortuary. You find yourself in a dilapidated city square. You see that there are stacks of jumbled tenements, grimy hodgepodges of lopsided architecture joined by rickety bridges across the roofs. And all of this loom over a persistent, low-hanging, like ground layer of fog. This is as you step out into the Hive Ward. But what is really mind-blowing to all of you is this impossible city that appears around you. Bladed buildings rise on all sides, and the urban sprawl spreads around the inside of a giant torus shape. So as you look forward and your kind of like eye line goes up as you see all of these different buildings and pathways between them, you can see the continued sprawl of the city as it arcs all the way over your head and back behind you. There's a metropolitan ring curving upwards into passing clouds and disappearing behind the haze. And this is the inside of a torus shape, the ringed city of Sigil. And with that, you guys have completed chapter 1 of Planescape. This would normally be if you were level 3 that you would get a level up to level 4. But I figured with some of that combat you would need it. But congrats, guys! You survived the mortuary.
I was going to say we didn't complete it. We survived.
I was about to say we got through it, but only just.
Not particularly well.
I should be able to show
You're
you
alive.
as well.
Yeah, we got to the Halo City.
This is the basement that you guys were in.
So
you get to start off on the far left side there as you made your way through this gorgeous
the corridor we all died in.
Yeah.
Well, two of us
that's the
died
corridor
in.
there. I was about to say, let's not say all, shall we? I mean, I managed to keep it cracking somehow.
Right. And this map was made by artist Marco Bernardini.
Nice.
But I figured that this is a chance for us to chat. What did you guys think of the first session of Planescape?
Hey, a lot of traps.
It's brutal, but I liked it. It's sort of I'm guessing it's kind of going to be. It feels like in a way it's written for fans of like the game, Planescape Torment, because that's set in the same setting and stuff. And waking up to that floating skull, I was like, this seems familiar. Don't know why.
Actually, that was Mort that you guys.
Really?
Met with first, and there's specifically lines of. If a character asks Mort to accompany them, the skull declines, mentions that he's waiting for someone else, but he doesn't elaborate further. So that's not only a similar start, but that is the start.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Damn, dude. I mean, not gonna lie, that was when I heard we were doing that. This is why I played a reborn character, because I was like, similar vibes. I was like, it's Planescape. You can't not do that.
You probably weren't expecting to actually start in a mortuary.
It's quite fitting, really,
Yeah. I'm curious. That room like immediately to the left, like when you exit the starting point with the puppets.
Yep.
Was that also going to be a fight if we had like walked in?
Yeah, if you had further disturbed the performance, there would have been a fight, and it would have been 2 poltergeists. And in the book, it's 3 skeletons, but I toned it down to 2 skeletons.
Probably wise.
Yeah, that
was also
probably would have been rough.
Yeah, there was some uniforms, some gold, and some trinkets in there as well. But it was smart of you guys to nope out of some of these. I tell you what, if you had not said that you shut the door and back away in the corpse retrieval room, where is it? A black pudding would have oozed out of that last corpse that dropped, and you would have had to have fought that.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. I sensed the fight coming from us. So I was like, yeah, nope.
When the DM starts describing, and a corpse comes down the thing as if by like divine providence or narrative disposition, and it's like, yeah, let's fucking leave.
Yeah, a corpse falls as if it rolled initiative.
Actually, there's a really cool mechanic in that room is that on initiative count 20, creatures within 10 feet of the chute would need to make a dexterity saving throw as an additional corpse would have come down and like barreled them over.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And then, I feel like my caution was rewarded quite a lot as well, as you say, Scrappy, because the amount of like deadly traps too, not just like deadly.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean
so-
the fire corridors. It feels like that's meant to kick in the multiverse thing, right? Like that's meant to be the hard check.
I mean, it's you could have done something to distract Maurice, and distracting him would have only been a 14 performance check. So for the multiple bards that we had, it was actually very possible to have totally avoided any death there. But the fact that you threw it once and then Maurice was gonna throw it anyway, it was just like, well, that's gonna literally double cook you.
Yeah, I do love that. It was all of us. It was a collective effort to kill.
Well, I mean, yeah, right. Like I was very clear on that. I was like, "Hey, are you guys cool with this lever idea? Because red is not a good color." And you were like, "Yeah, what's gonna happen, eh?"
That's fine.
Yup.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I do want to say is, if anyone had eaten the fruit, that would have been an instant 70 damage.
I knew it.
Ooh.
I considered doing
poison
it.
damage or just damage.
If it was
glad you
poison
didn't,
damage,
bro.
you could have survived. Maybe.
Potentially.
Like,
I
it's
mean,
like
I'd take.
but you don't get knowledge; you just get dead.
Yeah. So
my biggest question was honestly about the Dryad room. Like, what that was obvious team kill moment. I feel. I don't know, man. I don't feel like dancing Dryads around a bunch of thorn corpses is like a good plan.
well, that's the fruit room, right?
Was that fruit
Yeah.
room? Oh, you mean that fruit? I thought there was fruit on the table in the ghost room. My bad.
Yeah, there's
But
like
again,
no.
a handful of trees or something.
Yeah,
this was the
So
tree with the single bone white apple-looking fruit on it.
Right.
death
Don't
fruit.
eat white fruits.
So when we were prepping for this stretch, you told us to make 2 characters, and then they could be like as different as like one's named Carl and the other's named Carl, but they're the same,
One's
like
name, one's name
Kanoa.
Kanoa.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Kanoa.
You
But like
remember the wrong way to say it.
they could be like the same race, same class, or whatever. Just like one, like they have a mustache or something. But
Yeah.
so if we died twice, would that be game over, or like you swap between the 2?
The way that no is because the whole idea in this is that the party is somehow like in a world of infinite planes where like the rules still apply even though there's infinite multiverses. Rules are still rules, but for some reason the party ignores that, and it's unclear why to the party and to those that you would meet going forward. So no, if if we were playing with the real book, it would have likely have been, well, in a scenario that we wanted to be stream ready, I told everyone prepare 2 characters. If I was to do this, I would just have everyone prepare 1 character and then fucking decimate the party, and then that would be the introduction to the multiple characters. Technically, part of the book, you're meant to every player would have 3 characters, and then as a death happens, as a major event potentially happens, they cycle between all 3. Even if like the 3rd one dies, then you just at the next opportunity, you would run into the next character.
Right.
And it just happened to work perfectly that like this was as you guys were moving from the hallway to a place where a whole bunch of corpses would be, that
I mean,
you guys could show up again.
Yeah.
We got quite lucky there, really, in some ways. I mean, less flamey death lucky, but like finding the other corpses lucky.
Right.
Yep. I mean, they would always be in your path somewhere. It's not like I'm gonna let someone sit out because they just didn't come to the one weird. It's like when someone dies in Left 4 Dead 2 and they're just like in a porta potty a little bit ahead of where you currently are.
Yeah, so it's just like for narrative convenience reasons, is like we're always going to come across, or you're always going to come across the sort of like alt versions of yourself at some point soon. Yeah,
it could be like, hey, the next chest you open with loot in it also has that person's body there, and they pop up.
I mean, I kind of dig that because I feel like with D&D, there is that layer of like as I've DM'd quite a few games, and there's that layer of like I want to present a challenge, but I don't want to kill you just because like the hassle of creating a new character like is just it's kind of annoying, you know,
It's a
or it
difficult
can
thing to
be.
balance.
Yeah, so like that's something that you have to like balance as a DM. But now you're like, gloves are off, baby. You've got infinite lives, and I've got infinite demons. Let's fucking go.
In fact, you know what? I'm just going to steal that entirely for the next campaign I run, because that is such a like it goes like, hey, multiverse shenanigans. You can just literally throw them into the character meat grinder and not worry about it.
Well,
Yeah,
D&D Beyond makes it pretty easy to spin up a new character too. Like you're not having to actually edit the character sheet. It kind of just fills everything in for you.
Yeah.
So that's a really, really nice thing as we've started to do these. I'm like, this is dope. Like I don't have to remember all this stuff. I just go to this one place. Here's all this stuff listed. Here's the roles. The advantage roll was cool. We didn't have to do that last time we did this.
I think it's just quite,
so
it's quite good as
was
like an honesty feature as well. I know I was using physical dice just because until like about halfway through that session, I didn't even notice the little dice symbol in the bottom left of my character sheet, or the fact that you can just click on the rolls you want to do and
click on the
it'll
buttons.
roll for you. That's mad useful, and also everyone can see the rolls then. So you know, I think it's a feature to have knowing the rolls and stuff.
Exactly. I very early learned and resized the battle screen so that as each roll was happening, you could actually see it in the game log in the bottom right. Yeah. So just, you know, it's a good way to keep a track of everything. And there are definitely some things that still need to be added to the D&D Beyond, like VTT, but for something in alpha, that's pretty good. That worked. Yeah. Did what I wanted it to.
Because
like I mean, it was really simple. Yeah, I mean, and yet we still nearly died 8 times, so I still feel like we had a good balance from it.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, like, in terms of the map, right? We only used the map in one fight, like for the to, like test out the alpha
first
features.
guy, the corpse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to say it is an alpha, it was understandable that it's a bit limited on its feature set, but honestly, it's all you really want from a sort of like map runner. That really is an easy to use system that everyone can just log in and go at straight away. And you know, you can put all the tokens you need down, and everything else is handled by the main app anyway. So, or physically, if you know, of the inclination.
Yeah.
But cool. So that has been session 1. You know, chapter 1, session 1 of Planescape, which is just released digitally. It will be released on, you know, at your friendly local game store and online on Amazon and stuff on the 17th. I absolutely loved it. I read through the whole adventure. I couldn't put it down. It was so much fun and so cool and so weird as well. And so I knew as it was coming out, we just had to get together and do another one of these crazy one-shots.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it was a lot of fun, and thank you for DMing this one too, Stretch.
It was amazing. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I like a lot.
It was fun.
literally my first game as a player in like a decade, so fun way to get back in. I watched my 2 close new personal friends die.
And come back.
And come back, yeah, even better.
Not even that you watched them die. You killed them.
Yeah, you killed us.
It was their idea, though. He's like, "Hey, shoot this gun at me." Okay.
Wonderful.
That is a good touch. Like just having that lever there, and we're just like, "Oh, fuck it, pull it."
Yeah,
what's gonna happen?
What's the worst that could happen?
Now we
better
know.
to be killed by a friend than an enemy.
Sure.
I don't
want to give that dick zombie the satisfaction.
Poor Maurice, man.
Poor Maurice.
And you goaded him into the.
You tried to humanize him.
You were like, I'm not going to just let that happen again.
Like giving us his backstory before we coaxed him out to burn him alive.
Yeah, we're burning Maurice. You couldn't stop us. After he killed them 2, I was like, nah, Maurice has got to go, man. He's not to be trusted.
Yeah.
May as well have just spit on our corpses because he pulled the lever, we died. He's like, fuck it.
Yeah, let's pull it again.
Just trying to do his job, man. He's probably got like a mortgage to pay or something. He's probably like a week away from retirement. I don't know.
I mean, I think probably zombie retirement is just decomposition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just when they get too like broken up to do anything useful, so the wizard just kicks them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's a wrap then on this week's episode of the pod. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
We're going to be doing a lot more D&D over the next year.
Hey, I'm not complaining. This is literally my only opportunity to play.
Well, we hope you enjoyed hearing us, watching us die and suffer and roast and eat poisoned food and sip a nice cab sauv. So we hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave us a review, whatever platform you're listening on, or on the YouTube comments down below if you're watching us on YouTube. Let us know how excited you are for Planescape. What was it? Multiverse of Madness?
Planescape Adventures in the Multiverse.
Adventures in the Multiverse. Let us know if you're picking that up, or if you've already played a couple sessions by using D&D Beyond. You know, we'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear, like, what was your experience? How many times have you died so far? It's probably at least once.
Optimistic outlook.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And if you want more from us, we're always publishing news, features, reviews, etc. at TechRaptor.net. And if you want more of this podcast, we will be back in your feed next Monday, and we will see you then.